Well, good evening to you from Town, USA, Sidney, Iowa. To those of you who listen, they're out on the KMA Sports YouTube page. I'm Ethan Hewitt, and I have the call for you tonight of a quarter conference doubleheader as the Sidney host Stanton. We'll have the girls matchup coming up first here in just a couple of minutes as the Cowgirls take on the Vikings. Take a look at the visiting team, Stanton. They are coming off an impressive 53-35 win over Sergeant Bluff Luton in their season opener. They had 29 points in the first half alone, led to a 53-35 win. In total, they are now 1-0 on the year. Coming into this one, Abby Burke led the team with 19 points in that one. Looking at last season, this was a team that was really solid last year. 20-3 overall, 9-1 in the corner conference. Also, corner conference tournament champions. And they led the conference in multiple categories. They made it all the way to a District 8 semifinal. Last year they lost 51-43 to Desire EHK. A lot of players leading a lot of categories with this team in the corner conference. Jenna Stevens led the conference in scoring last year 17.3. And really something to keep an eye on with this team. They're going to be not going to be afraid to put this one up from deep here tonight against Sidney. They attempted 19 three-pointers in their game with Sergeant Bluff Luton. Something to keep an eye on with that one. Abby Burke, as we mentioned, also led the corner conference in three-point percentage at 37.2%. For Sidney, they're coming off a close 39-37 loss last night to Johnson Brock. They had a 21-point second half, but it was a little too late trying to dig themselves out of a hole. Avery Dowling led the way in points with them. And something to look at for them, a little bit better on the boards, 38 for them in that loss to Johnson Brock. Something certainly to keep an eye on for them. We'll have starters coming up here for you momentarily. Last season for Sidney, 11-9, 7-3 in conference play. They were eliminated in the first round of a Class 1A Region 4 first round to St. Albert last year, 44-39. They finished second in the corner conference. Really, this is really one of the two of the best teams last year from this corner conference. We'll have starters coming up here for you momentarily. We'll take a quick break, though. We'll have starters in the beginning of this matchup coming here for you momentarily here on the KMA Sports YouTube page. We'll also have joining in progress on KMA AM 960 around 6:20. I'm Ethan Hewitt here from Sidney for this corner conference doubleheader.
At the ARC Group, we take a disciplined approach to marketing. We understand that education and experience must be at the must be at the forefront of your decision-making process, and we also understand that all farms manage risk differently. This is Tim McGann with the ARC Group. I would like to meet with you, learn about your operation, understand your short and long-term goals, and then together we form a plan to maximize profitability on your farm. Call me at 712-370-3497 or visit us at agrisconsulting.net.
Welcome back into Sidney. We have tip-off just moments away here from Town, USA, as the Sidney Cowgirls host the Stanton Vikings. Your starters for tonight for the visiting Stanton Vikings, we have Abby Burke, Jenna Stevens, Marley Johnson, Leah Sandin, Brooklyn Silva. And then for the Sidney Cowgirls, you have McKenna Lauman, Emily Hutt, Avery Dowling, Harley Spurlock, and Caden Payne. Right there in the middle. Tip this one off, Jenna Stevens for the Vikings and Caden Payne for the Cowgirls. And the first quarter of action is underway. As the Cowgirls go quick, but a steal there by Jenna Stevens now, and it pops up with a quick three. That one falls up a little short. That one is going to go out of bounds. It'll be Cowgirls ball. Sidney now gets ready for their first real offensive possession. Hutt works it over to Dowling now back to the top. Nearly half court. It's Hutt once again. And a link there on the guard. As Leah Sandin now working back to the right. As Lauman is going to work it back now to the left. Now back across court, and that pass is a little high. It's going to be a quick turnover there for the Cowgirls. Hutt was looking for Lauman there on this near sideline. Inbound for Stanton. Marley Johnson brings it across half court for the Vikings. Puts it down low. Stevens. Everson's going to hand it back off to Johnson. He now drives to the basket. Not going to make it, but is going to draw contact there. First foul of the game. That one is on McKenna Lawman for Sidney. Now Marley Johnson makes her way to the line. First shot is good. Marley Johnson, first in the corner conference last year in field goal percentage. And that second free throw is good as well. Make it a quick 2-0 game in favor of Stanton now. Cowgirls bring it back across the court. Now to that left corner. Spurlock on the shot attempt, unable to fall. Johnson now bringing it back across half court for the Vikings. Works to the right side to Stanton. Stanton now driving down to the baseline. On the guard is Hutt. That one's going to roll out of there. Stanton able to get it out of there now, working it to the left side around the perimeter. Burke now looking for something here, back to the top of the key. And Stevens back to the right now. Johnson into the paint. Is Sandin who works it back out. Now they're going to give it back out to the perimeter. At the top of the key, getting some set up here again is Johnson. Works it into the paint to that elbow. Now looking down low. Burke with the short two is able to get it to fall. Make it 4-0. As the Cowgirls now come back across the half court. Oh, into the left corner now, cross court, driving into the paint. As Lauman still looking for something to guard, but a couple of Vikings not able to get the shot of it, unable to fall. Rebounded by the Cowboys, now back out to the perimeter. Actually going to say, she stepped out of bounds there. Carly Spurlock had it there in that left corner. Stepped out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball once again. Johnson working back across half court. Working to that right side on the guard is Lauman. Feeds down low to Stevens. Stevens posting up, turns, puts it up, unable to fall. And it's Averly Dowling on the rebound. Dowling now gives it down low. He's looking there. Caden Payne unable to connect. It's tip out by the Vikings. The inbound now for the Cowgirls from the baseline. Hutt on the inbound. And there's a quick two there from Emily Hutt. Make it 4-2 now in favor of Stanton. Now down low is Stevens. Unable to get it to fall. Payne on the guard. It'll be inbound now for the Vikings. They're at the baseline under the basket. Inbounded here. Silva able to get that one to fall. Another two there for Stanton. Makes it 6-2. Got just over 5 minutes left here to play as Hutt brings it back across half court to the right side. Now to Lauman. Lauman now to the corner. Hutt with a three. And that one falls. A three-pointer there for Lauman. As the Vikings come back now on the left wing. As Burke back to the top of the key now to Stevens, now to the right to Johnson. Johnson now driving to the baseline, driving to the basket. Up for two, doesn't fall. And Caden Payne on the rebound. As the Vikings now come back to the left side. And we do have a foul on the play. And we also welcome in those who are listening on KMA AM 960. I've had some points here left and right. So far in this one, 6-5, just under 5 minutes left to play. Stan jumped out to a quick 4-0 lead before the Cowboys responded. And a three recently from Lauman made it a 1-point game as the Cowgirls now work it in that left corner. Hayes gives it back to the top of the key to Hutt. Hutt now driving to that left wing. Going back to Hayes. And then Hutt tried to feed it down low to Payne. Ball came loose though. Annika Hayes is able to tip it back into bounds. It looks like they're going to say it went off of Viking there. It'll be an inbound from the baseline now for the Cowgirls. Inbound here, long two from Hayes. Comes up just a little short, but gets up and rebounds her own shot now on the ground. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession right now going to Stanton, so it'll be Stanton ball. Still up 6-5 here about halfway through the first quarter. Johnson takes the inbound now, brings it across half court. Now working to that right wing. Hayes on the guard, now driving to the baseline to that right corner. Gives it to Stevens now, the right wing. Feed it down low now to Johnson. Johnson trying to post up, but they're going to call a travel there. It is going to be Blue Stan's first turnover of the night. Cowgirls inbound. Right across the court is Dowling. Dowling leading scorer last year for the Cowgirls. Now in that left corner. Back across to the top of the key now is Hutt. Hutt driving to the left side. Gives it to Spurlock. Spurlock with a long two. That one's going to come up. That one's going to ring off. It's going to go out of bounds on the Cowgirls. Make it Stanton ball. Still 6-5 here, about 3.5 minutes left to play here in the first. Johnson once again bringing it across court. Last year was third in the conference in points per game, about average just over 13 a game. Now Burke is trying to drive. They're going to give it back to the top of the key to Stevens, who now gives it back to Johnson about half court. Looking to get something set up here. Gives it. Stanton now gives it across court now. Burke with a three, gets it to fall. Mark 0.5 points now for her. Make it 9-5 now in favor of Stanton. Cowgirls bring it back across. Dowling, we will have a timeout here. Timeout, Sidney. All the teams take a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout here as well. You're listening to KMA AM 960 Shenandoah.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
Welcome back here to Sidney. Once again, a 9-5 ball game here in favor of Stanton. Abby Burke leading the way so far for the Vikings. 5 points already for her after that recent three ball. Inbound here now. Hutt working to that left side. Gives it into the corner now. Now down low. Caden Payne. Unable to get the shot to fall. Will draw a foul. Let's say it's on the ground. Inbound from the baseline is Hutt. Looking to get it in here now. Gives it to Hayes at the left wing, now to the elbow. Now back to the right side. Mid-range jumper there, unable to fall from Hutt. Rebounded by Johnson, wide open now with Sandin. Cowgirls quick to get back though now. Johnson on the right wing. Going to get back to the top of the key now to the left wing to Burke. Burke feeds it to Stevens at the free throw line. She drops back, jumps back, puts up a three from the top of the key. That one rattles out. Rebounded by Hayes. The Cowgirls now quickly getting back. On the left wing is Spurlock. He's it to the free throw line now with the shot. Was Harley Spurlock unable to get that one to fall. Johnson now bringing it back across the court once more. Top of the key. Gets it to that right elbow to Sandin. Sandin feeds down low to Stevens. Turn, puts up the two. That one rattles out, rebound. Here by Payne once again. Cowgirls looking back here to the right side. Dowling with the three. That one comes up short. Johnson with the rebound. Now working back here, just under 2 minutes left to play, 9-5. In favor of Stanton, tried to feed it down low. They're going to call a push there. It'll be inbound for Stanton. Foul there on Caden Payne, first of the night. Inbound for Stanton now. Give it to Stevens down low in the paint. That was going to hit the back of the rim and bounce out. And then scramble for the ball to the near sideline. Instead, going to call a hold there. Johnson will instead inbound from the baseline. Someone to get it in. Gives it to Stevens here in that left corner. Feeds it now down low to Johnson. Johnson going to post up, turns, puts up the short two, gets it to fall. Johnson now 4 points on the night for her. Make it 11-5 now in favor of Stanton. As Sidney now trying to get that one across court. It was tipped there, but it was recovered there by Avery Dowling. And I was going to try and drive. I'm going to call another foul here. Brooklyn Silva. her first foul of the night. We do see a substitution as well. As McKent Maher comes in now for the Cowgirls. They're going to give it now to Hayes, who looks to go up for two. Looking for the foul, doesn't get it. Johnson picks up the ball now, coming quickly here across half court. Now looking to get something set up. Hayes on the guard to the left wing. Is Burke. Now back to the top of the key. Stevens trying to feed it down low to Johnson. What a play there. Great feed from Stevens to Johnson. Another 2 points. 6 now for Johnson. Mark the assist for Stevens. Now the Cowgirls Hutt works it to the left wing. Hayes. Gives it back to the top of the gives it to Hutt. Deep behind the three-point line right now. Back across court to Hayes. The right wing now back to Hutt. Stan's playing tight defense right now on the perimeter. Now to Dowling. He puts it into the right corner. Now back across to the key. Loose ball here. Ball on the floor. Cowgirls able to pick it up though. Hutt from the left corner driving down the baseline, but instead took a couple of steps there before she was able to get the ball on the floor. Call it travel. Inbound from the baseline now for Stanton. Johnson brings it across half court once more. Hayes on the guard to the left wing. Now feeding it down low to Johnson. With Stevens looking for that play once again. Probably going to be seeing that a fair amount of times tonight. A couple of big contributors for Stanton so far this year. Stevens led the Vikings in rebounds last night, or in their last game against Sergeant Bluff. Luton Johnson now able to get this one into Stevens at the top of the key now, feeding down low to Johnson. Johnson with the turn once again, another 2. Unable to get that one to fall. And Payne comes in once again for the rebound. Hutt to the right wing. Dowling puts up another 3. That one gets it to fall. A contested 3 there for Dowling. Those are her first 3 points of the night as we hit the end of the first quarter. Make it another 3 for Stanton. We got a 16-8 ball game here at the end of the first quarter. You listen to KMA AM 960, Shenandoah.
Seeing and believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
For over 25 years, Chat Mobility has provided you the latest technology, competitive prices, and a nationwide high-speed network. Though important, we're a whole lot more. We serve your hometown communities, sponsor your local chambers and events. It's our goal to work hard while giving back to those who graciously support us. At Chat Mobility, our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
8 after a quick 3 ball there at the end of the first quarter. And 16-8 now. Lawman holding it here at the right wing. Now back to the top of the key to Payne. Now to the left wing. Cowgirls is Hutt. Hutt tries to feed it down low. Unable to do so. Ball comes loose and Johnson comes up with the ball. A bit of a mad scramble there. That's going to be a foul on Harley Spurlock. Got a little rough there. There'll be an inbound. Now we do see a substitution. Hayes coming in. Monica Hayes coming in for Harley Spurlock now. For Sidney, as Johnson brings this one back across half court. Now to the right wing to Sandin. Sandin back to Johnson at the top of the key. Now back to Sandin. Out to that right corner to Stevens, feeding it down low to Burke. They are going to call a travel call on Burke. And we see another substitution here for the Cowgirls. Coming in now is Ava Osborne for Emily Hutt. Her first time of the night. And Zomer going to run across half court for Sidney. Works to that right wing to Lawman, who feeds it to the top of the paint for Hayes, whose shot unable to fall. Lawman went for the rebound, stepped out of bounds. It'll be Stanton ball from the baseline. Give it into Johnson, who comes back across half court now. On the guard, Sandin now Down into the paint. Stevens back out to the perimeter to Johnson on this left wing. Now to the top of the key, Sandin. Back to Johnson. Now to Burke in the corner, feeds it down low. Looking for Brooklyn Silva, who gets it to fall. Another 2 points for her on the night. They get 18-8 in favor of Stanton over Sidney right now. Stanton gets a poke there. Stevens pokes that one out to the perimeter. A long three-ball attempt there from Ava Osborne. A lot of contact. No foul was called. Now we'll see some contact down in the paint. See a foul now on Stanton. It'll result in 2 shots here now for Avery Dowling, who gets the first one to fall. It's at 18-9. Her 4th point of the night. And the second one is good as well. Avery Dowling, leading scorer for the Cowgirls last year. Averaged about 12.9 points per game as the Vikings now work this one down low to Stevens. Stevens trying to post up, turns, puts up the 2, off the backboard, gets that one to fall. 2 points for Stevens now tonight, makes it a 20-8 ball game. As Cowgirls now this one around the perimeter, now get it into the paint to Hayes. Hayes up a little loose with it now. Lawman driving into the paint, feeds it to Hayes off the top of the backboard as Matt scramble. The ball flying up in the air, rebound finally. The Cowgirls unable to get it fall. Steve Payne with the putback, unable to get that one to fall. Now Burke works it across half court, gives it to Johnson now, right at half court. Sandin now works it to the right corner to Burke. Burke drives, short jumper, unable to fall. They're going to call a hold here now on Stevens, it looks like. First foul of the night for her. Inbound now for the Cowgirls. Sidney brings this one across half court. Osborne now gives it to Lawman. Double team there from Stanton now. Driving hard to the paint to the right side. Osborne to the top of the, now hands it off to Hayes. Drives into the paint, puts up the 2, doesn't get it to fall. Stevens came down with it. They're going to call a jump ball. Lawman got her hands in there. This will go to Stanton. Stevens will be the one to inbound it for Viking. Full court press here from Sidney. But they're going to be able to get it across it. They give it to Johnson, who comes quickly across half court now to that right wing spot. Now driving hard to the baseline, wide open to the lane. Payne came over, had a little contact there, had an easy layup there for Johnson. No one in front of her. Payne came flying in from there from the left. A lot of contact that will send Johnson to the line. Johnson 4 for 8 from the free throw line in their previous contest. Gets that one to fall. Make it 7 points now for Johnson on the night. In the middle of the second quarter, Johnson getting ready for his second free throw attempt. That one up and in as well. Johnson off to a strong start here tonight, early in this one. Hutt now back into the game for the Cowgirls. Gives it to Lawman on the right wing. Now to the left elbow, driving is Hayes through the Viking defenders. Gets the layup to fall. Nice 2 points there from Hayes, her first 2 of the night. As Johnson quickly gets back for the Vikings. Stevens now hands it off to Sandin at the right elbow. Back to the top of the key is Johnson. To the left, Burke, left wing. Gives it to Stevens now at the top of the key. Now looking it to the right wing, Johnson. Looking for something here, tight coverage there from Lawman, but gets it down low. That was Hannah Olsen down low. Good feed there from Johnson to Olsen. Other 2 points for the Vikings in the first 2 of the night for Olsen. Another travel there for Sidney. We'll see a quick substitution now for Stanton. As Riley Burke makes her way into the game. The way is Sandin. 24-12 ball game. You see a substitution as well here for Sidney. I believe that is Lily Peters, who was in the ball game now, came in for Caden Pays. Vikings now feed it down low to Stevens. Stevens with another turn there, trying to get it to go, but then on the quick offensive rebound is Riley Burke, but unable to get it to fall. And Sidney comes up with it. We will have a foul on the floor. Quite unsure who that was against, but it'll be Cowgirls ball nonetheless here as Hutt now brings it across half court. Towards the left side, gives it to Hayes, left wing, Johnson on the guard. Now back to the top of the key to the right now as Lawman feeds it down low to Hayes. Hayes drives to the basket. Shot's going to come up a little short, a little bit of contact, no foul. Stevens comes up with the rebound. She'll hold it now at that right wing spot, trying to feed it down low, but Hayes able to come up with the steal, gets it to Hutt now. Cowgirls looking to come back quickly here. Top of the key is Hutt. Going to the left side now. Now back towards the middle, going to give it to Lawman on that right wing. Now back across court, Hutt with a wide open three. Doesn't get the tray ball to fall. That was going to ring out all the way back out to nearly half court where Burke reins it in for the rebound. Gives it to Stevens, at the top of the key. Now hands it off to Johnson. Now back to the left wing is Burke. Now to Stevens at the top of the key. The guard is Peters. Tries to drive. Going to call an off-ball foul. That one is on Riley Burke. I believe that is her second foul, and I believe the one earlier that I was unsure if it was on Riley Burke as well. Riley Burke coming in off the bench for the Vikings. As now Hutt works this one to the left wing with Hayes. Hayes now back to the top of the key. A long three from Dowling. Unable to fall. She was about halfway between the 3-point and the half court there. Unable to get that one to fall. As the Vikings now come back once again offensively. Johnson at the top. Gives it to Stevens at the right elbow. Hands it back to Johnson, who sets back for the tray. That one comes up just short of the offensive rebound for the Vikings by Hannah Olsen. A lot of contact. 3 players on the ground. No foul. A lot of hard contact as Dowling now drives to the baseline on the right side. Gives it to Hutt now, who drives back into the paint from the top. We'll see a foul here. That's another foul, it looks like, on Burke. Already hasn't been in the game too long. Already looks like it's going to be 3 fouls on Burke for tonight. And she will come out of the game. Stanton will come back in. Got just under 2 minutes left here, just under 3 minutes, 2 minutes 45 seconds left to play here in the first half of this one. Lawman inbounds it to Hutt. Brings it back across hand court. Stanton on the guard. Now to the left wing is Hayes. Now to Dowling at the top of the key. Now drives down that left side. Doesn't get the shot to fall, but it will be a foul here on the Vikings. Now it is on Jenna Stevens, her second foul of the night. That'll bring Dowling to the line. As I mentioned, Dowling, a solid shooter here for Sidney. Her junior campaign was also the leading scorer last year in her sophomore campaign. Didn't get that first one to fall. Gets the second one to fall, though. Make it 6 points now for her on the night. It's a 24-13 in favor of Stanton. Now Johnson feeds this one down to Olsen. Olsen drives to the right, able to get the short 2 to fall. Another 4 point, make it 4 points. Now it's Johnson with a snag. A little bit of a latent pass there from Hutt, and Johnson just snags it, and that's another 2 points for Johnson. They get 10 points already tonight for Johnson here in the waning minutes of the second quarter. Now Lawman puts up a 3. That one comes up just short. Was looking for the long shot there from that right wing. Unable to get the fall. Now Burke handles it at the left wing for Sidney. Feeds it to Johnson, who's cut down into the paint. A beautiful play there from Stanton. Another 2 points for Johnson. And we will have a timeout here called by Sidney. Big momentum right now for Stanton. They're up 30-13. You're listening to KMAM 960 Shenandoah.
For over 25 years, Chat Mobility has provided you the latest technology, competitive prices, and a nationwide high-speed network. Though important, we're a whole lot more. We serve your hometown communities, sponsor your local chambers and events. It's our goal to work hard while giving back to those who graciously support us. At Chat Mobility, our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
If you're looking for unlimited super fast internet you can always rely on, look no further than FMTC's fiber internet. With so much relying on your internet these days, you need a connection you can trust. You can work from home, video chat, stream your favorite TV shows, and more without worrying about the stability of your internet. You could have what everyone else wishes they had.
Your connection to the world, FMTC.
Marley Johnson, 12 points already here in the first half as the Cowgirls bring this one across court. Hutt now to the right wing. They're going to go travel there on Maquette Maher. The Vikings ball here on the right sideline, inbound to Johnson. He gives it to the right wing to Sandin. He drives down to the baseline. Hutt on the guard, now back up to the top. To the left wing now is Johnson driving into the paint, looking for the contact, gets it to fall nonetheless. 14 points now for Johnson. They get 32-13. We got a minute 13 left to play. As Hutt now gives it to Peters, who gives it now to Maher, who works it back outside to Lawman. Now to out of the corner, back to Lawman, who puts a tray ball from that left wing. Rattles out. She's going to chase that one down and get the rebound herself. Now gives it to Peters. That was tipped into the air by Sandin, but it's grabbed by Lawman. Going to be a foul there now on Abby Burke, the Vikings. They're now in the 1-and-1 situation here for Sidney, so that will send Lawman to the line. She gets ready for her first free throw attempt. First one is no good, but it is rebounded by the Cowgirls. Dowling able to get it, works it back out now to the left wing. Now gives it to Hutt, works it back to the top of the key, gives it now to Maher. Drives down to the baseline on the right side, now back to the top of the key is Dowling. Now with a little bit of screen, three. Not going to get within the fall, but it's offensive rebound by Lawman, who's been a lot of contact right there. That one's going to be on Marley Johnson, her first foul of the night. That's going to send Lawman back to the line. And that one comes up just short. It's off the front of the iron. Missed her first free throw attempt just a few moments ago. Missed that one as well. Her second shot up. A little bit higher. That one's going to go off the back, but it's rebounded once again by Dowling. A couple of rebounds now here for her. He drives to the top of the paint. It's going to be another foul on Stanton. That one is on Hannah Olson. First foul is going to send Dowling to the line. Sidney has an opportunity here. Got some opportunities to try to close this a little bit here before the end of the half. We have 21 seconds left here in the second quarter. Dowling gets that one to fall. Make it 7 points now for her. She did make a free throw earlier in this one as well. Makes it 32-14. Second shot is up, and that one is good as well. 32-15. 3 for 4 now on free throw attempts as Johnson works it across half court. Lawman on the guard. To the right is Sandin. Guarded by Hutt, feeds it down low to Olson. Olson loses the ball there. I'm going to say it went out on her. Peters, good defense there down low in the paint. Going to first force a turnover here by Stanton. There was a brief conversation here between the refs. See what the discussion is here. And they're just going to make sure, it went off. Stanton, they're going to give it to Stanton. Dowling now on the inbound. Olson on the guard. A little bit of a screen there from Lawman, now working to the right side. Dowling puts up the long three with just a few seconds left here in the second. Not going to fall. And the Vikings will hold on to it. That is the end of the first half in this one. Stanton up big right now, 32-15 over Sidney. We'll take a quick break. We'll have some halftime thoughts here on KMAM 960.
If you're looking for unlimited super fast internet you can always rely on, look no further than FMTC's fiber internet. With so much relying on your internet these days, you need a connection you can trust. You can work from home, video chat, stream your favorite TV shows, and more without worrying about the stability of your internet. You could have what everyone else wishes they had.
Your connection to the world, FMTC.
With Gowing Plumbing is the name to remember for 24-hour service. That includes after hours and weekends, because that is when problems usually occur. We're located in Shenandoah, but we also serve the surrounding communities. That's the way it's been done for more than 70 years. And we work on boiler heat, so call fully licensed Gowing Plumbing any time of day or night. 246-1803 or after hours at 712-310-9248.
Coaching great John Wooden once said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." Just as in the world of sports, this quote is vital to the work that we do at Hackett Livingston Funeral Home in Shenandoah. We take care of all the details so that you can focus on what is most important, caring for your family and healing. Hackett Livingston Funeral Home, serving all of Southwest Iowa since 1951.
Having a solid night so far. 14 points for her already there in that first half. Also a couple of rebounds. Did have one foul. Also, Abby Burke hit a three-pointer. 5 points for her on the night for Stanton. 4 points from Brooklyn Silva as well. And also 4 points from Hannah Olson coming in off the bench. Good night for her so far. And for Sidney, really, they have not been able to put together really a solid offensive possession. They've had a lot of shots come in and out. Really, it's just been a tough night for them from the field. And it showed Avery Dowling, again, leading scorer for the Cowboys last season. Also had a solid night last night as well. At 14 points, and she's already up to 8 in this one. Really, outside of that, it is tough going right now for the Cowboys from the field. Bauman, 1 3-pointer, 3 points for her. A few rebounds for Payne, a couple of points for Anika Hayes as well. But really, like I mentioned, it has just been a struggle so far here offensively for Sidney. We will have the second half of action coming up for this one. First off, Stan did jump out to a quick lead, and they really never looked back to it. Had a quick 9-5 lead. We're up 30-13 at one point with just under 2 minutes left to play. We'll have second half of action coming up for you here in this one. Also, just a few notes before the start of the second half. You're listening to KMAA at 960.
Welcome back into Upon Further Review. We always love catching up with former KMA Landers that are doing awesome things to the collegiate level, one of which that has been really impressive this year has been former Lewis Central standout Caleb Shudak. He's had a fantastic year at the University of Iowa. It was just named the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week last week after a great performance against Nebraska, and he's with us now. Caleb, how are things going today, man?
Really good. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for joining us. First off, for you, you get named Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week. You have a big game against Nebraska to help Iowa get the win. What has this last couple of days been like for you?
It's been kind of crazy, actually. Well, once Minnesota upset Wisconsin, we kind of got into gear and had to figure out our schedule pretty quick to get ready for this week. But it's been exciting, been a lot of fun, and been a lot of energy around the building.
Yeah, you guys had the interesting dynamic of playing Friday, and then your fate being determined in terms of whether or not you were going to qualify for the Big Ten championship game, on whether or not Minnesota beat Wisconsin. What was Saturday kind of? Was there a lot of scoreboard watching, or were there some nerves? What was that like?
Yeah, there's a ton of scoreboard watching. A bunch of us got together and were watching the game, and a lot of us were at the edge of our seat. I'd probably say more nervous than or watching those games than actually playing our games. But, because we obviously couldn't control what was going to happen. So, yeah, all of us edge of our seats the whole day, and, ultimately, we're playing on Saturday and going to be more excited for it.
Get to with Caleb Shudak, Lewis Central alum, now kicking at the University of Iowa. You said this week has been kind of crazy for you. What has this year been like? It's been a fantastic year for you, at least it looks like from the outside perspective. But for you internally, what has it been like to navigate through it?
It's been a lot of fun. So I finished a lot of my main schooling last semester, and I'm kind of just finishing up a couple of light things. But so I don't really have a whole lot of academic commitments, so I've been able to sit back and kind of enjoy the process, enjoy practice, really do a lot of recovery things and take care of myself. But no, it's also been a lot of fun kind of seeing 5 years of patience and, hard work kind of come to life, and have it do it with some of my best friends. And so one of my roommates, Austin, I've lived with for 6 years now. We kind of do this together, and it's been a lot of fun enjoying it with him and having a great snapper and holder and Luke Elkin and Ryan Gasande. I've been fortunate and blessed to have them around, and then also kick balls with Tori Taylor every day has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet. I get to talk with Caleb Shudak of Lewis Central, who's kicking the University of Iowa. I think a lot of people have been, made familiar of your story. This is your sixth year at Iowa. You'd been kind of behind some really good kickers. You stayed the course, and it's paying off for you. And I think a lot of people can learn from that. But how gratifying has it been? I know there were probably times along the way where maybe you thought about not staying the course. I don't know. But how gratifying has this year been, knowing that you waited a long time to get here?
Wow, it's just incredibly gratifying. Kind of, seeing, you always hear hard work pays off. In the end, that always wins, and kind of see that truth it's been amazing, been a lot of fun. Because yeah, you're right. There's times where I kind of questioned, if I could do it, if I should do it. I put my name in the portal at one point, but sitting behind guys like Miguel and Keith, I did learn a lot, and I think I wouldn't be where I am, if I didn't learn those kind of things and go through, the process with them.
Yeah, where do you feel you've grown the most, say from the time that you stepped on campus to where you're at now? Where is Caleb Shudak maybe became a better kicker?
I'd say my just overall confidence in myself. So whether that's my ability just to mentally get locked in for a rep, or just having the utmost confidence in my technique and my abilities. I go out there, I know if I were to miss one, I know I'm not going to miss the next one. I have the most confidence in myself to say that and put in the work, and just showed myself that I can do that. So yeah, I'd say just the confidence in my abilities, not questioning what I'm doing, has been huge. I got here in 2016, and that was not true. Every day it was kind of a Hail Mary. I'd hope and pray to God that I could make a kick. I didn't know where it was going to go, and I just didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my abilities, and ultimately 5 years of work and a lot of coaching, I've got to that point. I think that's been huge.
Yeah, you've had a fantastic year all season, but the Nebraska game was phenomenal. You're able to knock down 4 field goals. Take us through what it meant for you, growing up, just a little over an hour away from Nebraska. Maybe you had, friends and family in attendance, I'm sure. In that situation, I'm sure some of you have been waiting a long time for. What was that like?
Oh, that was an incredible experience. You're right. Growing up close to Nebraska and Iowa State, those are probably the 2 teams I'd watched the most. Being able to do that against them, got a lot of family members that are Husker fans, so kind of bittersweet to rub in their face like that. But I'm sure the offense wanted to score more, but in the end we got enough points on the board to win the game. So it was just a lot of fun, being a part of that and being able to help the team win.
The special teams was phenomenal on your end, and then I know you guys have a block punt as well that leads to a touchdown, and then Tori was able to pin a couple down as well, one of which created a safety. What is it that makes the special teams tick? You hear a lot of programs, a lot of coaches talk about emphasizing special teams, but it seems like it definitely, at least Friday, you guys really exemplified that. What
Well, welcome back here to Sidney. We have the second half of action just seconds away, and actually we are underway now as Hutt takes the inbound for the Cowgirls. They start with position here in the second half, now working to the left corner. Lawman has it. On the guard is Berg now across court to Hutt, now feeds it, tries to feed it down low. Spurlock is unable to get it to go. It's taken away by the Vikings. Johnson now charging down the left sideline. All the way almost to the left corner, now driving down the baseline, has a way to the hoop, and she gets it to fall. Another 2 points picked up right where she left off. 14 points there for her in the first half. Now 16. Now it's a tip there from Burke, but it's recovered by Lawman, who drives down into the paint, gets the short jumper, not to fall, but it's rebounded by the Cowgirls. And now it's going to be a scramble for the ball here. I think it's knocked around a little bit. Eventually it's going to roll out of bounds, and it'll be Stanton ball. Stanton picking right up where they left off, had a big 32-15 lead at the half. In behind the efforts of Johnson as she works it across half court. Now to the right side, Lawman on the guard. Gives it to Burke at the right, now feeds it down low to Stevens. Stevens with the signature turn and pop. Gets the quit to short two to fall. Another 2 points for Burke on the night. Makes it 36-15. Excuse me, Stevens on that one. 4 points for her now. As Lawman feeds it down low. Looking for Payne on the post. On the left post, unable to hang on to it though, and that was going to bounce off of the Cowgirls out of bounds. Another turnover by Sidney. Another opportunity for Stanton to extend already a nice lead here now. Now a 21-point lead over the Cowgirls. As Stevens has it near the top of the key. Now gets it to Johnson just past half court. Now trying to drive the right side. Lawman with good defense here. Has to give it to Stevens out with that right elbow. He's going to drive down to the post. Spins back to the left. That one's going to miss the hoop there, but it was rebounded by Brooklyn Silva. With the putback, was unable to get it to fall. Now it goes out of bounds. Off of the Cowgirls inbound for Johnson. Someone to give it to. Gives it to Stevens on that left block. Down low. Outshot attempt falls up well short. Goes out of bounds. And it'll be Sidney ball here with just under 6.5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Wyatt Stanton on a 4-0 run at the moment. The Cowgirls working around the perimeter to Lawman here in the left corner. Puts up the three. That one sails long. And it's going to be rebounded by Johnson. They get her second rebound of the night, and she brings it back across half court for the Vikings. There'll be a foul there on Lawman, who was on the guard there on Johnson. Her second foul of the night. And now they're just next to the score table for Johnson. Looking for Stevens there on the block. Had the leverage. Unable to get it to fall. But will get the contact, and she will have 2 attempts from the free throw line. Another opportunity to extend this lead here early in the third quarter. Just over 6 minutes left to play. Stevens puts up her first free throw attempt. That one comes up short. Shot 66% from the free throw last year. We do have a substitution now for Sidney. Out comes Caden Pays, and in comes Sheridan Oswald for the Cowgirls. And Stevens gets the second free throw to fall. 5 points for her now on the night. Makes it 37-15. 5-0 run for Stanton here in the third. Hutt has it now on the right wing. Is going to give it to Dowling. Gives it back to Hutt now to the left wing. Is Lawman. Couple of Vikings there. Good defense from Stanton. Now only Hutt, though, has a wide open three here from near the left corner. Doesn't get that one to fall. Tussle for the ball. It's going to be a foul. Harley Spurlock of Sidney inbound for Stanton from the baseline. Stevens gets it into Johnson. With the pressure from Sidney. As Johnson finally makes it across half court. 37-15, just under 5:30 left to play here in the third. Gets it to Stanton on the left wing. He feeds it down low to Silva. Silva tries to turn to put that one up. Comes up short. Johnson gets the rebound, and then it's a jump ball. Stanton possession. Another substitution here for Sidney. In comes Hayes, and out goes, I believe that is Harley Spurlock. Comes out now, Stanton on the inbound. It'll be an and one now for Abby Burke. Count the 2. Now she'll head to the line for the and one. 39-15 now. It is a 7-0 run night right now for Stanton. Burke's free throw attempt makes it an 8-0 run. Or excuse me, a 9-0 run now for Stanton. As Hutt brings it across half court. Works it across the perimeter now to Lawman in the left wing. Now back to the top of the key is Oswald, who puts up the three. That one in and out. As Burke comes up with the rebound for Stanton. Excuse me, that was Dowling on the three. As Johnson now gives it to the right wing to Burke. Burke feeds it down low to Stevens. Stevens trying to post up here. Turns, tries to get the two. A lot of contact though from Oswald. Her first foul of the night. And Stevens will now head back to the line. Already has 5 points tonight. Most recent one coming from the stripe. That one bricks in and out. She's now 1 for 3 on free throws tonight. Just 4 minutes, 49 seconds left here to play in the third. Stevens able to extend Stanton's lead now, 41-15. Make it a 9-0 run now for Stanton here in the third quarter as Lawman holds this one. Left wing, cross court to Hutt at the right wing. Had a potential look there for three. Now she's going to work it to the right corner to Hayes. On the guard is Johnson. Cross court back to Lawman. Lawman now drives into the paint. Goes up for the short jumper there. Draws the foul. That one will be on Leah Sandin, her first foul of the night. That'll send Lawman to the stripe. Lawman last year 4 for 14 from the free throw line. That one rings out as well. Only 28% from the free throw line for her as that one rings it out. Second shot is up, and that one's going to brick off the rim as well, but an offensive rebound by Sidney as Oswald, a double team there from Stanton, gets it out to Hutt. Hutt drives into the lane, gets the two to fall. 4 points for her and breaks the scoreless third quarter drought for Sidney. Makes it 41-17. Now, there's a bit of a tussle for the ball. Johnson has it, gets it out to Stevens, though, at half court. He tries to feed it down low into Sandin, but it's tipped there by the Cowgirls, and Lawman able to come up with it. Now Hayes tries to feed it down low to Oswald. Oswald loses the ball there. A lot of hands flying around there in the lane. It'll be a foul, I believe, on Stanton. Call that one on Silva, looks like. Inbound to Lawman. Lawman gets the three to fall from the left corner. Her second three of the night makes it 41-20. A little tussle there for the ball. Good defense from Lawman there on Mark Johnson. Johnson able to get it away, gives it to Stevens at the top of the key. Working towards that right side. He's trying to feed it down low instead. Continues to work it around the perimeter to Burke. Now back to the top of the key, Johnson. Johnson feeds it at the right elbow to Stevens, who hands it off to Johnson, coming around the edge there. And call double dribble on Johnson. A turnover from Stanton. Haven't seen too many of those tonight. Part of the reason why they're up 41-20 at the moment. Only a handful of turnovers for Stanton. We'll say a timeout called by Stanton. It's going to be a full timeout for the Vi Queens as the teams take a quick break. We'll take a quick break here as well. You're listening to KMA AM 960 Shenandoah.
Coaching great John Wooden once said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." Just as in the world of sports, this quote is vital to the work that we do at Hackett Livingston Funeral Home in Shenandoah. We take care of all the details so that you can focus on what is most important, caring for your family and healing. Hackett Livingston Funeral Home, serving all of Southwest Iowa since 1951.
It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
3:30 left here to play in the third quarter. Stanton got off to a quick 9-0 run. Sidney able to claw back a little bit though. That one pass is tipped up in the air by Stanton, but recovered by Sidney as now Lawman drives into the paint, puts up the short jumper. That one comes up to the right as Burke now hauls in the defensive rebound. Johnson now at the top of the key. Driving to that right side. Looking for something here now near the baseline. Spins back inside. Puts up the two. Gets it to fall. A nifty moves there from Johnson. Makes it 43-20. In favor of Stanton. Johnson now up to 18 points on the night. Great night for her as Hayes tries to give this one back to Hutt. That one was tipped once again by Stanton. Went a little high. Now back into the left corner is Lawman. Now gives it back to the top of the key to Dowling. Dowling nearly lost that one but holds on to it. Guarded well by the Vikings here. Hutt now able to feed it down low. Penetrates. Gets it down low to Oswald, who is unable to fall. And then Jenna Stevens down to down low comes up with the rebound. Gives it to Johnson as she crosses half court. Standing for the left wing, feeds it down low to Silva. Silva turns inside, unable to get the ball, but Johnson on the offensive rebound now puts up her own two. That one comes up short as well, but now Stevens on the offensive rebound. Third time's a try and third time's a charm. It goes in for Stanton. Stevens another 2 points. It's at 45-20. Got just over 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Hutt trying to slow it down a little bit now. Working to this left side, gets tripped up as Lama feeds it down low to Hayes. Hayes driving on the right side of the lane. Loses control of the ball there. Now when sails out of bounds, we'll see. Looks like 3 substitutions here for Sidney. I believe it is now Mackett Maher comes into the game for Sidney. As well as Caden Payne is back in the game. Stanton now trying to get this one across half court. Burke finally does, gives it to Johnson near the left wing as she comes back to the top of the key. Now on the right. Burke feeds it down low to Stevens. Stevens spins that side. Now back to the outside. Unable to get the fall, but Johnson once again on the offensive rebound. That one gets broken up there. May not have gotten off the ground. Didn't get the shot off now. Hutt was looking for Payne there. Had a little bit of room on that fast break. Unable to connect though as ball sails out of bounds. Stanton will get the inbound from the baseline. Got just under a minute and a half left to play. Substitution for Stanton. Out comes Marley Johnson. And in comes Kyla Hart. And also in comes Ava Osborne back in for Sidney. And now Stanton has some numbers here, 3-on-2. As Stanton was driving down the right side of the lane. And she able to get the shot off there. They're called a shooting foul on the Cowgirls. He's on Caden Payne there. That'll send Sandin to the line now. Just a minute 19 left to play here in the third. Sandin gets the first one to fall. Sandin gets ready for her second attempt now. That one falls as well. Sandin didn't shoot too much from the free throw line last year. It was 4 for 7, but was good when she did. As we have now a substitution for Stanton once again. Out comes Brooklyn Silva and in comes Hannah Olsen now. Sidney works across half court now. Dowling with it. Gonna give it to the right wing. To Iva Osborne who fed it down low. To Harley Spurlock, unable to get that one. The that one sails well far as Burke just steps up to the three-point line at the top of the key. No one guarded her. Wide open three. And she puts that one in. Make it 50-20 now, Stanton. Sidney works it back across now. Dowling to the left wing. Now back across to the right corner. It's Maher gives it back to the right wing. To Osborne who tries to feed it down low now to Peters. Looks like they're going to call potential traveler on Sidney. This one from the baseline now for Stanton. Stevens looking for some inbound full court defense here now from Sidney. Stevens tries to bring it up this near sideline, and she does. 30 seconds left now here in the third. Drives all the way to the baseline. But they are going to call a foul here now on Sidney. Looks like that one was on Harley Spurlock, her third foul of the night. That'll send Stevens back to the line once again. Stevens, as we mentioned, 66% from the free throw line last year. That one in and out. Another substitution here for Sidney. Out comes Spurlock and in comes Macy Graham. Working through the lineup now is Sidney. Second shot up for Stevens. That one hits it home. 8 points for her now on the night. Makes it 51-20. Stanton up 31 points right now over Sidney. Had a nice lead at the half, and they've only extended that here in the third quarter. Now Dowling drives this one all the way to the baseline here on the left side. Now across, tries to go under the basket. She got that one off. Doesn't go in, but she will head to the stripe once more. Tonight, Dowling, leading scorer for the Cowgirls, hasn't made too much noise here in the second half so far. Her first free throw attempt is good. Her first points of the third quarter. Makes it 51-21 now. Cuts that lead to 30 points. Second shot is up and good as well. Make it 10 points now for Dowling. Once again, a full court press here from Sidney. Trying to make it a little tough here for Stanton. Burke now takes it, driving down the right side. Able to get it across half court now. Sends back to the right. Dowling on the guard, gets it to the right wing. Now back to the top of the key is Silva. Works it over to Burke now on the left wing. Finds some open space, tries to get it off for the buzzer. Doesn't get it to fall. At the end of three quarters, Stanton up big right now, 51-22 over Sidney. You're listening to KMA AM 960.
HawkeyeFord.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
Iowa Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2 year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
Tonight we'll have the boys matchup coming up after this one. Stanton right now putting on a dominant performance, 51-22 right now up over Sidney. Inbound is to Dowling for the Cowgirls. She works up this left sideline, now gets it back to the right side to Hutt. Hutt now back to the top of the key, gives it to the left wing. Now feeding it down low to Oswald. Oswald trying to get it up here. Lahman now driving in the paint. And the shot attempt there, actually from Macy Graham, was right in front of that right elbow. She draws the foul. I believe is on. And the foul there would be on Hannah Olson. First attempt there from Graham is no good. Now she gets ready for her second attempt. It is up, and it rattles out. I'm actually going to say, like Stanton moved a little earlier, I'm going to say Stevens moved a little early there. On that one, she'll get to redo her second shot now. Second shot is up, and she makes it. Closes the gap just a little bit, makes it 51-23 now. Is Johnson back in the game now, driving hard up the left sideline. Has a path to the basket there. Had a fair amount of contact at the basket, unable to get it to go home, but she will draw the foul and visit the stripe once more tonight. Johnson has put up a strong night so far, 18 points, as we have over just 7.5 minutes left here to play in the fourth. Her first shot is up and good, rings it home. She gets ready for her second attempt now. That one is good as well. Make it 20 points for the junior guard for Stanton. Now inbound here, taken by Hutt for Sidney. Coming across half court to that right side, out of the right corner is Lahman. On the guard is Hart. Great defense here from the Vikings. Have to go all the way across court here now to Hutt. She hauls it in near the top of the key. Now tries to feed it to the left elbow. Doesn't have to happen though. Burke picked that one off. But they're going to say she stepped out of bounds there. Here on this right sideline. Instead it'll be Sidney will retain possession here. Inbound now to Dowling. Dowling working across to the right side of the court. Gives it to Lawman in the corner, who had a chance there for three. Instead she'll drive it in a little bit, have a mid-range jumper. Doesn't get it to fall. And Steve comes up with the rebound for Stanton. Give it to Burke now, who brings it across half court. Now to the right wing is Sandin. Drives down to the baseline on the right, across the hoop. Now in the left corner is Burke. She'll step back, make the two. Now gives it to Sandin in the left corner once again. Now Burke for a long three. That one rings off the iron. Stanton's going to come up with it as Hutt now. Quickly working down here, drives into the paint, tries to get it off the Lawman. Lawman shot doesn't go. It's blocked by the Vikings. And now they have the steal. Vikings now have a chance at a fast break. Unable to do so, but Burke now gives it to Stevens, who has a three from the right corner and gets it to fall. A little bit of contact, but it doesn't matter. It's a three-pointer for Stanton, makes it 56-23. Stevens now up to 11 points on the night. Now Sidney tries to work that one all the way across court. Passes a little wide there for Hutt. It's going to sail out of bounds, and it will be Stanton ball. That was Kyla Hart on the steal that gave Stanton the fast break there on that previous possession. Stevens now going to hand it off to Burke just past half court. He's going to work to the top of the key now, back to the left to Hart. Hart now gives it to Hannah Olson, who was looking for Burke there on the right sideline. Doesn't connect on that one, however. It'll be an inbound here now for Sidney. Just under 6 minutes left to play here in the ball game. This girls matchup is part of this corner conference doubleheader. Standing up 56-23 right now. Hutt brings it across court for Sidney. Now gives it to Lawman on the left wing. Doesn't know quite where to go with it. Now nobody open right now. Has to go all the way across court to Hutt, who drives in a little bit. Now gives it back out to Lawman at the perimeter, who now gives it. Hutt now gets it in the right corner, drives into the paint. Doesn't get the shot to fall, but she will be headed to the line. Another penalty or another foul there for Stanton. Hutt to the line. Is ready for her first attempt. Was 2 for 4 last year from the line. Gets the first one to fall. Makes it 56-24. Getting ready for her second attempt now. This one goes up and hits off the back iron. That one bounces out, keeps it 56-24. As Burke now brings her across half court. For the Vikings now into the right wing as Sandin feeds it down low. Trying to get it there to Olson, unable to get it to fall. Vikings tried to keep it alive. Hart tried to keep it alive, but unable to do so. Sidney now with possession. Dowling with a three with the tray ball, able to get that one to fall. Sidney not going quietly here. Makes it 56-27. Sandin now finds some space on the right side, drives in a short jumper off the top of the backboard. Comes back down, an offensive rebound though by Olson. Going to tussle for the ball. Call a jump ball. I'll give it back to Stanton once again. Burke on the inbound. Finds Stevens just to the right to the top of the key. Now gives it to Burke in the right corner. Now feeding it in for Sandin, who has a mid-range jumper, unable to get that one to fall. And now they'll call a reach over there by Olson. It'll be Stanton ball. With just under 5 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Stanton up 56-27 right now. Mainly behind a strong effort tonight from Marley Johnson. 20 points for her. Also 10 from Jenna Stevens. As the Cowboys work it into the left wing. Lawman. Now across court to Hutt has a wide open shot there for three. Doesn't take it. That pass nearly tipped there by Sandin. Cowboys hold possession. And now Spurlock. Another mid-range jumper. Rebounds her own shot a little closer though. Unable to connect. Another scramble for the ball. And Stanton comes up with it. Olson able to get it to Stevens as Burke now brings it across half court. In the corner now is Stanton driving down the right baseline. A little floater there towards the basket, doesn't give it the fall, but Stevens comes up with the rebound. He's going to draw the foul as well. She will pay another visit to the stripe. Be her 4th visit of the night. 4:15 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Stanton up right now, 56-27. First one doesn't fall for Stevens. Shooting about 50%. She's missed her first one every time. Made the second one 3 out of the 4 times. Or 2 out of 3 times. We'll see the 4th one right here. And that one doesn't fall. Keeps it at 56-27 in game, but Burke gets the offensive rebound there in the right corner. She drives down into the paint. Tried to spin her right there and put that one up. Doesn't get it. Hutton now finds Payne. Wide open there, an easy 2 for Caden Payne. Her first points of the night, makes it 56-29 now. Cuts the lead to under 30 points. We got just under 4 minutes left to play now as Stevens brings it across half court for Stanton. Driving now, that right wing, tries to feed it down low to Olsen. Olsen gets double teamed though really quick. They'll call a jump ball there once again. And now Sidney will get possession off of this one. Really, it's been a strong offensive performance from the Vikings, taking advantage of a lot of opportunities and really not a lot of turnovers either. As Lawman now has this one in the left corner, feeds it down low to Payne. Payne tries to turn to the right, but then Lawman gets the offensive rebound. Now a couple of Cowgirls collide. Lawman comes up with it once again, now to the left wing. What's that? Feeds it down low once again to Payne. Gonna call a foul on the floor. See who the foul is on here. I believe that one was on hand. That one is on Jenna Stevens. 3rd foul of the night. And with that one, Sidney is now back into the bonus. They'll send Payne to the line. See a couple of substitutions here now for Stanton. Brooklyn Silva comes in for Stevens. Also in comes Anika Hayes for the Cowgirls. And the first free throw attempt from Payne does not fall. Offensive rebound though by the Cowgirls. That was Harley Spurlick on the rebound. Put up the shot, doesn't get it to fall. But it's also now a chance for her to get to the line. Foul there was on Lauren Johnson into the game. We will see a timeout here called by Sidney. It'll be a full timeout by Stanton. As the teams take a timeout, we'll take another quick timeout. 3 minutes, 16 seconds left to play. Stanton up 56-29 right now over Sidney. You're listening to KMA AM 960.
Iowa Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2 year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
When buying insurance, finding protection closer to home is always a great choice. Legacy Mutual Insurance in Clarinda is a local company and has served communities in Southwest Iowa since 1870. We have independent agents ready to help you with your farm, home, and auto coverage. Go to our website at legacymutualia.com for a complete listing of our agents. For over 150 years, your family's needs and success have been our priority. That's our legacy at Legacy Mutual Insurance.
3 minutes, 19 seconds left here to play. 4th quarter. First free throw attempt from Spurlock, unable to fall. Just a foul from Lauren Johnson brought Spurlock to the line. She gets ready for her second attempt, and that one hits the back iron and bounces out. Silva comes up with the rebound, gets it to Burke. Tight defense here once again from Sidney. Able to get to Silva now past half court, who gives it back to Burke at the top of the key. And she'll drive now here into the paint, right just past the free throw line, gets held up though by Payne, and now gives it to Olsen, who drives to that right block. Her shot goes long, and is rebounded by Payne for Sidney. And now Hutt brings it back, gives it to Dowling, who puts up another three from the top of the key. That one comes up just to the left though. There's a couple of three balls made tonight for Dowling. Keeps it a 56-29 ball game. Inbound for Stanton. Once again, tight full court coverage here from Sidney. Burke now able to get past half court. Now tries to gives it to Hart at the right wing. Now to Silva at the top of the key. Drives to her left a little bit. Now gives it to Burke in the left corner. And they're going to call a foul there on Avery Dowling. And it looks like we're going to see potentially almost a full rotation substitution here by Sidney. As Burke gets ready to attempt her first free throw and the double bonus now. And that one is good. Make it 8 points now for Burke on the night. And there it is. We'll see a full rotation substitution for Sidney into the game now. Get you the names of those new players that are in. We'll also see a fair amount of substitutions for Stanton. As Burke still awaited to make her second attempt here. Second attempt is up. That one is good as well, make it 29-58. Now we'll see a final substitution here for Stanton. Instead, actually, just before that, we are going to have a 30-second timeout called by Stanton. While they take a break, we'll take a quick break as well here on KMA AM 960.
When buying insurance, finding protection closer to home is always a great choice. Legacy Mutual Insurance in Clarinda is a local company and has served communities in Southwest Iowa since 1870.
It's going to be Stanton ball, it looks like. We'll see a couple of more substitutions now. Out of the game comes Hart. Hart is actually going to stay in the game, but out of the game goes Riley Burke. Inbound for Stanton. Ooh, a couple of players take a tumble there. Inbound was to Bree Mitchell. Got tangled up there with Ava Osborne. They both fall to the ground. And Stanton here is in the double bonus, so that will send Bree Mitchell to the line now. She sees some playing time here late in this one. Just over a minute left to play here in the fourth quarter. Stanton, the I Queens up 40-31, 60-31 at the moment. First free throw from Mitchell. Bricks off the iron. Didn't have any playing time last year. She puts up the second attempt, no good. As Graham comes up with the defensive rebound. Now gives it to Osborne. Now back to the top of the key is Graham. Now feeds it into the paint to Peters. Some hands tangle there. Call it a blocking foul, looks like there. On Mitchell, excuse me. That foul will be on Mitchell. That was some Peters to the line. She'll have a couple of free throw attempts. A little bit of stoppage of play here now. It's the clock at 56 seconds. The 1-and-1 attempt here for Peters. First one is up, comes up just a little short, breaks off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound though for the Cowgirls. Sheridan Oswald was with the rebound. She'll head now to the stripe for 2 free throw attempts. Another opportunity. Has some points here late in this one. We do have under a minute left to play now here in this one. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. First attempt for Oswald is up and good. They get 60-32. Oswald gets her first point of the night off from the stripe. Second one is up. That one goes a little long off the back. Peters with the rebound. Now a long jumper from Ava Osborne comes up short. Rebound by the Vikings, but then stripped away by the Cowgirls. That one's going to sail out of bounds deep in this left corner. Looks like it's going to be Stanton ball. They'll have the inbound. Get it into Hart. Oh, Mitchell. Mitchell tried to put it into the wrong basket there. Got a little confused. That'll be a jump ball in favor of Sidney. Mitchell, where that inbound was, a little confused. Thought she was at her own baseline there. Tried to put it in for 2. Luckily didn't. Peters gets the inbound. A lot of Vikings there right, though. Unable to get it up. It's going to be a jump ball. This one will now go to Stanton. We'll see another couple of substitutions here for Stanton. Out comes Hart and Mitchell. And back in comes Burke. I believe that is Lauren Johnson, who also comes into the game for Stanton. And inbound is to Burke. He's working on this right side. It'll be a foul on Sidney. Looks like that one will be on Ava Osborne. And a foul for her on the night. That will send Riley Burke back to the line. She gets ready for her first attempt. We have 31 seconds left here to play. This girls matchup. First free throw attempt from Burke is no good. Keeps it at 60-32. Second attempt getting ready to go now. There it is, and gets that one to fall. Her first point of the night extends the lead to 29 now for Stanton. So Osborne brings it across the line, gives it to that right side, trying to feed it down low. I was looking for Oswald there. Unable to get it though. Macy Graham was looking down low, unable to connect. That'll be an inbound now for Stanton. Once again, full court man coverage from Sidney. Tried to get it in there quickly to Lexi Frank, but then they give it back right to the inbounder too soon. Still hadn't established herself inbounds just yet. Now it'll be an inbound for Sidney at their own baseline. Here's Osborne driving down the baseline, feeds it into Peters. Peters able to hold on to it, but once again, all 5 Stanton players right there on that one. As Peters takes another tumble to the ground. I'll call a jump ball once again. It will be Sidney ball once more. Just 13 seconds left here to play in this one. Stanton looking to cap off a down tonight so far. Now Osborne puts up a long jumper there, unable to get it to fall. But then Graham able to chase that one down out to the right side for the offensive rebound. And back to the top of the tees. Graham puts up a long 3 ball at the end of the game. Clock hit 0. The Stanton Vikings come away with a big 61-32 win over Sidney. We'll be right back with some final game thoughts. You're listening to KMA AM 960. Shenandoah.
When buying insurance, finding protection closer to home is always a great choice. Legacy Mutual Insurance in Clarinda is a local company and has served communities in Southwest Iowa since 1870. We have independent agents ready to help you with your farm, home, and auto coverage. Go to our website at legacymutualia.com for a complete listing of our agents. For over 150 years, your family's needs and success have been our priority. That's our legacy at Legacy Mutual Insurance.
Once again, 61-32, your final score for the girls' matchup of this Corner Conference doubleheader. Stanton, big win tonight, mainly behind the shot of Marley Johnson, 20 points for her on the night. Jenna Stevens also 10 of her own, 8 for Abby Burke, and it was a big first half lead for Sidney, or for Stanton, excuse me, up 32-15 at the half. A huge 32-point lead. Marley Johnson had 14 points alone in that first half, and then Stanton got off to a quick 9-0 run in the third, and they never looked back. Leading score tonight for the Cowgirls, Avery Dowling, and also right behind her was McKenna Lawman, who had a couple of 3 balls fall. She had 6 points on the night. A handful of rebounds from Caden Payne as well. We'll have the boys matchup coming up here momentarily. Once again, you're listening to KMA AM 960. I'm Ethan Hewitt.
Welcome back into a further review. We always love catching up with KMA land coaches, former KMA land coaches that have decided to call it a career after many, many years of a lot of dedication and doing a lot of good for their communities and their programs, one of which recently announced his decision to step down, that being Bob DeZuris, who for the better part of the last decade has been the head football coach at Plattsmouth. He's on the phone with us now to talk about it. And, Coach, how are things going today?
Hey, pretty good. Just trying to enjoy this nice weather and getting some work done outside while I can with the little bit of sunlight that I have.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, the time we record this, 1st of December, and it's 70 degrees outside. Never would have saw that coming. Coach, you recently announced your decision to call it a career. I know it's been a long career for you, and we'll dive more into that here in a moment. But first off, what is it like to be a retired football coach at this point? Or do you even know yet, because it probably won't hit until August or September?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be different in the summer when they have somebody else hired for the weight room and stuff like that. I think that's when it's like 6 a.m. I should be somewhere, and I'm not. So I think that'll be part of it. And then in the fall, when you go to see the kids play, that'll be a real time to understand that, hey, this is for real, and it happens to all of us.
Let's just kind of go through your career a little bit. I know you've been at Plattsmouth for about the last 15 years. Correct me if I got that wrong there, but I know you had tweeted 37 years of coaching, multiple stops in there. Just kind of paint the picture for us of the Bob DeZuris coaching career.
Well, wow, we don't have that much time. But, when I was 23 years old, I was the head coach at an 8-man school down in Copeland, Kansas, and I wanted to be a head coach and move away from home, and got married and moved down there, and it was a great experience. We had good kids with very little structure, and so we had a lot of success and had some all-winning seasons there. But I knew I needed to be a much better football coach, and that's when I became a graduate assistant at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Had a great 2-year experience there, and when you have a baby at home and you're only making a GA pay, you got to get a job. So the only job that was available when I took it was Fort Calhoun, which in 1991 had the longest losing streak in the state of Nebraska. And and we broke it, fortunately, that first year, and ended up having 4 consecutive winning records after two really tough years. But just had a great experience there, turning that whole thing around and finding out how hungry schools and kids and communities are for it was more about toughness. It's not a whole lot different than here. It's not like we won 10 games there. We had a lot of 6-3 records and a lot of records in which, we were just a little bit better than somebody else. And then I had a chance to be an assistant coach at UNO when UNO still had football, by the way. And so 97, 98, 99, I was assistant at UNO and coached some great players. I mean, I had 2 players that played in the NFL, for heaven's sakes. That's how good of players we had in Division II here. And what a great experience that was. And I had a chance to go back to my alma mater as OC and then head coach at Midland for 7 years, and enjoyed every minute of that. And then when it was time to make a change there, I've been in Plattsburgh 15 years. That seems like a lifetime ago, but I did move around a bit. I have had to change a few jobs here and there, which is typical in the football world or in the sports world. It wasn't easy for my wife and my family, but as of now, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, talk about the decision to retire after 37 years. You mentioned, multiple stops, lots of success. I know, as you also mentioned, it can take a toll on family and stuff. But how hard of a decision was it for you to finally decide to call it a career?
Well, it's, and I don't want to get into it too much, but when you've had a couple of back surgeries and a hip surgery and a knee surgery, you get up and you talk to your wife a lot and think, okay, what's it, when I have to ice after practice as much as the players do, you got to think about those things. And we've been talking about it for about a year. And then last summer we came to the conclusion that it would probably be my last year. And it was a team effort. My wife and I talked about it a lot and prayed about it. And then, after the season, I said, yeah, it's that's the way I feel. It's right. It's the right time. And then I felt that our program was very good and on solid footing, but hopefully with a nice, and I don't know what direction they're going to go at Plattsmouth, but you get a guy in here that can maybe be a little more creative offensively. I think the success can continue.
Again, talking with Plattsmouth head football coach Bob Dezuris, who's calling it a career after 37 years. As you alluded to, you started in coaching at the age of 23. Knowing now what you know, what would be the best piece of advice you would give 23-year-old Bob Dezuris?
Oh, wow. If you have certain goals and dreams and aspirations, you got to go for it. You can't, if you sit back and you don't do something because, well, this is a bad financial move, or this is that. And sometimes it is. But if you use those, you'll never achieve your goals. I can't say that I achieved every goal I ever set out to do, but we achieved a lot of them, learned love a lot of great people along the way, and which is more important than anything, all the relationships I have, and I'll be thankful to have those relationships for a lot of years yet.
Where do you feel as a coach, maybe over the course of your career and all the different journeys and stuff you went on, that you grew the most?
It's really hard to pinpoint one thing, but my 6 years at Fort Calhoun, these guys, like I said, they had the longest losing streak in the state. They had lost 20 games in a row and had gone 13 games in a row without scoring when I got there in 91. And, I think we just kind of brought a toughness and an attitude that we knew it was going to be hard, but we're going to find a way to get out of this. And my first year, we started the season with 22 kids. We finished with 26. We actually gained more instead of losing them, which is the exact opposite of what happens these days. And 5 years later, we had a roster of 66 kids, and that was the interest level and the enjoyment that the kids had out of it. And I would be the first to say we were blessed to have some kids really grow up while we were there. I mean, my last year, we had a Class C offensive line that averaged 265 pounds and had two Division I offensive linemen. And it was just a great building experience and an experience that I'll never forget, just because of it seemed like a mountain that no one could climb. And we were fortunate for the most part, we climbed it.
Talk about your last 14, 15 years at Plattsmouth. I know when I talked to Christian Meneses last week, he really had emphasized that, the last couple of years now with the success you guys have had, people across the state, they know what Plattsmouth football is. Speak to, what your time there has meant. And obviously, I would say, at least looking at it, now, it feels like you probably, left it in a better place than when you took over.
Well, I don't know about that. I just know that number one, when I came here as an assistant coach, and I was still fortunate enough to coach my youngest son, and then Ross went on to have a nice career at Nebraska. So that was really rewarding to be able to coach him. And then when I became head coach, we changed everything. We changed offensive philosophy. From triple option football to a power-based game, play action offense, and it was really tough at the beginning, but we figured it out, and really had some kids grow up in the program, and had kids that had a lot of success and had a lot of fun, and I think that and we've had good kids. There's a reason we've had 3 top 5 finishes in the last 6 or 7 years. We've got good kids, and we've had tough kids, and the weight room helps, and our administration did a great job of getting us a new weight room, and those things help, but it's still the kids that go out and play, and then our assistant coaches that believe in what we're doing and sell that every day, and there's times we weren't the prettiest we weren't the prettiest one out there on the dance floor, but we usually figured out how to find a win at the end of the night.
Again, talking with Plattsmouth head football coach Bob Dezuris. I know you've touched on a lot of different moments that stick out to you, like your time at Fort Calhoun and then being able to coach your son. But aside from those, what other moments, what other games, when you sit in the rocking chair, so to speak, in the future, are you going to kind of reflect and reminisce on?
Oh, just the relationships. That's one of the few good things about social media now. My first job down in Copeland, Kansas, all those dudes that I coached are as gray as I am, and it's like, and I still call them kids, and it's funny. It's those things I'll look at, and then just the relationships you make, whether it was in the high school side and having kids be there for a program that got turned around, or being in the college or university side when you recruit kids or have kids when they're 18 years and old and unsure of themselves, and then when you see them go out into the real world as a 22-year-old man full of confidence and very successful down the road, those are things that I'll see. My 2 sons being on the sideline with me, holding my headphones and our cords, and learning words that you wish they didn't learn, and things like that. Those are going to be great memories as well. And both my parents are gone now, but they both got to see me coach a lot of games, and they were my biggest fans ever, and I'll remember that fondly. And my wife's she's put up with it all 37 years, and it's time that I hang out, give her a little more time in the fall.
What a fantastic career it was for Plattsmouth's Bob Dezuris. He chose to retire, and we wish him the best of luck with that. Coach, thank you so much for the time today. It's been fun monitoring your teams the last couple of seasons, and best of luck in retirement.
Oh, I appreciate it, Trevor, and we always appreciate what KMA has done to help promote our program over here, and we're always glad to talk with you.
We're talking with Creston head wrestling coach Cody Downing. His team off to a nice start to their 2021-22 season. Coach, it was a fantastic year for you guys last year. Returned some of the same pieces from that team. I know there's a little bit of turnover there, but you guys were able to kind of start the season off on the right foot with 3 dual wins on Tuesday night. Go back to Tuesday night. What did you see from your team that you liked?
Well, the coach in me goes to right away to here's what we got to work on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before Saturday's tournaments. But we were able to just claw back, and we gave ourselves a chance to win each duel. We got behind in a few matches, and were able to come back and win. Just the resolve and toughness and conditioning from our kids is probably what I would single out as why we were able to get it done.
Yeah, and the duel, or the quad, I should say, you guys ended it with the win over Winterset. you beat I-35, beat Nottoway Valley, then you finish with Winterset, and you guys have had some really good duels with them over the last couple of years. Take us through that duel. What stood out to you that allowed you guys to be able to get that win that could pay dividends down the road?
Just bonus points, staying off our back in key situations. We were able to turn a couple of matches around that we lost last year. So, as a coach and a program, that makes us feel like we got some kids headed in the right direction. Duel started at heavyweight, state ranked for us, so we were right there. It was a 1-point match, gave ourselves a chance to win, but we were able to get some pins, and then for the most part, we were able to stay off our back, and a couple others. Winterset's probably not to full speed quite yet. I know we aren't either. I don't think you're seeing our finished product. Probably not theirs yet either. Probably won't be the last we see of them. But I think probably two teams that could be in contention. And we're going to see some others down the road that can be in contention also.
Again, talking with Creston head wrestling coach Cody Downing. Last year, you guys were led by Jackson Kinsella. The last couple of years, he had been phenomenal for you guys. He is graduated out of the University of Nebraska Kearney. Speak to trying to fill that void that he left. Not only on the mat with what he's able to do, but kind of being that veteran presence as well.
Yeah, I mean, and not just Jackson. We had a great senior class. We had Jackson and two other state qualifiers and two other kids in the lineup that won 30+ matches. So we had a great senior class. We graduated, and we're basically replacing them with sophomores for the most part. And if they're not a sophomore, they're definitely a first-year varsity wrestler. And just getting them the experience. And we're looking to some guys that were in our lineup last year. We don't have a quote-unquote Jackson at this point in time, probably that's expected to win every time out. But we got the lineup of 14 we're going to put out every night is just really a solid wrestler at every weight. And I think, we're trying to turn them into a Jackson Kinsella. We're looking for the next one.
Yeah, and that's been what's made Creston so successful, over the last 10 or 15 years, maybe even longer than that. But who are some of the guys that you expect to step up this year?
We got Tristan Barncastle, returning state place winner. He was at 145 last night. He did drop a really close one against I-35, but came back, got 2 wins for us. Austin Evans, same boat at 138. He's a sophomore that was right there. Had a loaded district last year and missed out on going to state, but I think he's a state place winner type potential. We got some seniors in the lineup, Justin Parsons and Briley Hayes that have been mainstays in our lineup. That this is it for them. They're seniors, and then Chris Wilson in heavyweight had a tough night. He had I-35. He had two state finalists, state placer matches, and really he's right there. We're waiting on that next step from him, and those are kind of the leaders I look to. But again, I feel like.
Well, welcome back into Sidney. We got the boys match between the Stanton Vikings and the Sidney Cowboys coming up just moments away. Stanton coming off an opening season loss to Coon Rapids Bayard into this one, 65-52. And Sidney coming off a win, 52-49 over Johnson Brock last night. A little bit of momentum for them. First quarter of action is underway. The tip steel's nearly all the way to his heels out of bounds. And was all the way down the baseline. First possession of the ball game will belong to Sidney off an inbound. Inbounding for Sidney. Gives it to Connor Behrens on that left block. A quick 2 points there for Sidney. The Vikings working across the floor. Nolan Greben from that left wing. Three-pointer gets tipped. It's picked up by the Cowboys. Behrens is there down in that left post once again. Not going to get that. Tries to get that one off. It's going to be an on the floor foul there on Stanton. Another inbound for Sidney underway. Kyle Beam inbounds it. From the left wing, Garrett Phillips tried to get the tray ball to fall, doesn't go. Rebounded by Evan Gettler, who feeds it down low. Unable to get it to connect on the offensive rebound, though, now. Nolan Grebin brings it back to the top of the key, trying to slow it down here a little bit, get something set up. A screen from Roberts. Now he's going to hand it off to Quentin Thornburg, just to the left of the key. Now gives it, now fed down low to Thornburg. Not going to get the shot to fall, but draws the foul. And Quentin Thornburg will visit the line for the first time tonight. Stanton has jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead off of an inbound to Behrens. Thornburg's first free throw comes up a little short, breaks off the front. Thornburg, big contributor for the Vikings last year. Also in the first game for them as well. That's his second free throw. Makes that one 1-for-1. Gives Stanton the point here, makes it 2-1. Is now Sidney. Brings it across the cross. Bean gives it to Phillips on that right wing. To the top of the key. Feeds it down low to Behrens. Behrens under the basket now gives it to Cole Jorgensen, who's unable to fall, but now he's going to drive out here out to the right corner. Now gives it to Phillips at the right wing. Now it's back towards the key. Now back to his right. Driving into the lane, tries to kick it out. Jorgensen there. Foul on the ground. Call that one on Logan Roberts. That'll be another inbound from the baseline for Sidney. Beam on the inbound. Going to give it here to the top of the key to Taylor McPhail, and now gives it to the left wing. Jorgensen pops a three from that left wing, gets it to go. A quick 3 points for him now on the night, makes a quick 5-1 lead for Sidney. There were just over 6.5 minutes left to play. Gettler tries to, it's going to be an off-ball foul. That one is on Carter Johnson, his first foul of the night. Haven't heard his name too much here early in this first quarter as we hit just under 6.5 minutes left to play. Beam brings it across the court to the right corner to Jorgensen. Jorgensen to the top of the key to Phillips now. Phillips working to that right side. Cuts back to his left to the paint. Kicks it out now to the left corner to Beam. Beam now drives inside. Unable to get the short jumper to fall. Behrens with the rebound now from the top of the key. Another three for Jorgensen. Doesn't go. It'll be Stanton ball. Looks like that is going to be a foul on Taylor McPhail. His first of the night. And now Stanton will get an inbound. Evan Gettler now gives it to Grebin. Grebin now to Thornburg on the left wing. Now feeds it down low, trying to get it to Johnson. Kicks it back out. That one rattles home. Roberts with the short jumper gets that one to fall. 5-3. And now Sidney works it back to their side. On the right side, ball comes loose, but able to pick up by the Cowboys. Jorgensen from the left elbow. Now gives it to Phillips on the right wing, who drives with the right. It's going to be a double dribble there on Stanton. Another inbound from the baseline for Stanton. Grebin brings it across the half-court line for Stanton. Working to his right side. Phillips on the guard. Now gives it to Johnson at the top of the key. Drives with the left hand in the paint. Kicks it out now. Gettler for three. Doesn't get it to fall from the left corner. Rebounded by Behrens, but then it gets it knocked out. Look at the way Thornburg knocked the one out. Johnson picked it up, and that one gets tipped now by the Cowboys. Beam gives it to Jorgensen on the left, who drives in hard for the layup. Gets it to go. 6 points for him now in the night. 2 more points for Sidney. 7-3 as the Vikings come back now, Grebin from the top of the key. And Grebin's going to lose that one. Looked like he might have gone off his own foot there. Now stuck here. Going to give it to Johnson now at the top of the key, working to his left side. Johnson drives to the left side of the paint, unable to get it to fall. We'll call a push there on Stanton. That's going to be on Logan Roberts, already his second foul of the night. We'll see a substitution here for Sidney. Into the game comes Brendan Gottfried. Out comes Taylor McPhail. As Bean now brings it across half court for the Cowboys. Look to the left wing. This one's hit by Grebin. I was going to say a lot of bounds off of his hand. Trying to get it to Brendan Godfrey there, Bean was knocked away by Grebin. Phillips on the inbound, coverage by Grebin, able to get it into Jorgensen. Sails high actually over Grebin, over Phillips, and now on the fast break was Evan Gettler, and he gets the 2 to fall. He'll head to the line for the and 1 now. Well, a quick state of affairs there between these two teams. Just under 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter of this one. As Gettler's and one is good. 3 points for him, closes the gap, makes it a 1-point ball game. Now Sidney up 7-6. Now working down low. Down low was Brendan Gottfried on the post. Good back and forth there inside. We're faked inside, went outside. Another 2 points for Sidney. Makes it 7-6 now as Stanton grabbing from the top of the key. He's stuck there. Gottfried on the coverage, able to get it though. Gettler, who now working to the right side. Beam on the coverage, screen from Thornburg now from the free throw line. A jumper, that one in and out, and it's rebounded by Behrens. Who brings it across half court now. Thornburg on the ground, now driving to the right hand, kicks it out now. 3 from Beam, and that one, rings in and out once again, but offensive rebound by Phillips now. Kicks it out to Jorgensen. Driving down the left side, has some room, able to get the layup to go. Another 2 points for him. Make it 11-6 now, not 8 points for Jorgensen on the night. Grabbing from the top, working to the left side, screen from Thornburg. Tried to fake the three door, had Behrens fooled. Now working to the perimeter. Johnson for 3 from the right wing, rattles in and out. Behrens once again on the rebound. Both teams trying to speed up the game a little bit right now. Beam hands it off to Gottfried, who hands it off to Phillips. Now is an open jumper from the left elbow. That one unable to fall. Rebounded by Roberts. Now he's going to call a foul there on Gottfried. See another couple substitutions here into the game. Back now is Taylor McPhail, as well as Grant Whitehead makes appearance in the game. Kyle Beam and Connor Behrens step out as Greben now brings it across for the Vikings, working to that right side. Phillips on the guard. He's stuck right now. Good defense from Phillips here. Able to get it to Johnson though near the top of the key. On the guard's Gottfried, another screen here from Roberts. Good defense here around the perimeter once again from the Cowboys. Greben now have to step back here. Top of the key now working to his left. Another screen from Thornburg. Ball comes loose. Jorgensen knocks it loose. They're going to say tipped off to the Cowboys there. And now Johnson has a chance. He drives for the layup. Doesn't get it to go. It'll be out of bounds off of Phillips. No points, no foul there. A little bit of contact. Perhaps letting the little bit more physical game going on here now. Inbound from the baseline is Greben. Sends it up to the top of the key to Johnson. Jorgensen on the guard. Now Gottfried switch there. As Johnson tried to drive into the lane. There'll be violation there by Johnson. It'll give Sidney now an opportunity from the baseline with just over 2.5 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Sidney up 11-6 at the moment. As Whitehead brings it across the court, works to the right side, right wing to Phillips, guarded by Greben. A little handsy right now. Now gets to Jorgensen at the top of the key. He's not going to drive into the lane, has some space, doesn't get the layup to fall. Rebound by Carter Johnson. Now he's going to give it to Roberts. He kicks it down to Greben now in this left corner. Guarded by Phillips. Another screen, tries to drive down the baseline. They're going to say it went off of Sidney, potentially off of Phillips or potentially also off of Taylor McPhail right there. It's going to be an inbound from Greben from their own baseline. Looking for someone here. Trying to find somebody who has to kick it out. To the left wing now is Thornburg. He's going to drive into the paint now. Now kicks it out to Greben on that right wing. He's going to drive into the paint now. Goes for the layup. Unable to get it to fall. Gottfried on the rebound. Gives it to Phillips, who drives all the way now. Kicks it out to the right corner to Jorgensen with the 3 from the right corner. Extends the Sidney lead, and we'll see a timeout here called by Stanton. 30-second timeout. We'll take another quick break here on KMAM 960.
Welcome back into Upon Further Review. We always love catching up with KMA Land coaches, former KMA Land coaches that have decided to call it a career after many, many years of a lot of dedication.
At the ARC Group, we take a disciplined approach to marketing. We understand that education and experience must be at the forefront of your decision-making process, and we also understand that all farms manage risk differently. This is Tim again with the ARC Group. I would like to meet with you, learn about your operation, understand your short and long-term goals, and then together we form a plan to maximize profitability on your farm. Call me at 712-370-3497 or visit us at agrisconsulting.net.
An inbound here 1 minute 52 left to play. As Grebben now brings it across half court for the Vikings. Gives it to Thornburg on the right wing. Now back to the top of the key is Johnson. On the guard now is Gottfried on Johnson. He's going to drive it to the lane with the left hand. Looking for the layup with the left. Doesn't get to go, but Thornburg picks up the rebound. Now gives it out to Gettler. Gottfried knocks the ball loose. Good double team there on the baseline. Now Johnson has a wide open three. Oh, no, it gets tipped. Jorgensen saves a potentially wide open three there from Johnson. The foul there on Sidney is on Grant Whitehead, not a shooting foul. A great play there from Jorgensen for the block. We'll see a substitution here now for Stanton. Out comes Logan Roberts, and then comes Joshua Martin for the Vikings. A bit of a smaller rotation right now for Stanton. Inbound to Gettler, who's going to bring it across half court as we hit 1:24 left here in the first. Gives it to Martin now on the right wing. Now back to Johnson at the top of the key. Working his left side a little bit. Now gives it down low to Martin, who's unable to make it work on the other one. This one gets really aggressive. Oh, wow, they're going to save one off of Sidney. Grebben comes up with a huge play there defensively. Went for the steal. They're going to say it went off of a Sidney player, most likely off of Whitehead right there. It's going to be an inbound now for Grebben at his own baseline. Gives it to Martin into the left corner. Now feeds it down low to Johnson trying to post up. They're going to call a travel on Johnson. Didn't pivot quite enough there. Lifted that left foot a little bit, trying to pivot to his right. Instead, it's a Sidney inbound. They give it to Whitehead as he brings it across the court. Double team there. Now Jorgensen pinned in the corner. Has to work it inside of the paint now. Fed down low. This one's been intercepted there by Martin, who gives it to Gettler on that right sideline. Now into the right corner. Now driving down the baseline to the hoop. Hard to the basket is Gettler. Gets the two to fall. They get 5 points now for Gettler on the night. Closes the gap now of 11-8. Oh, and wide open down at the post. As Taylor McPhail. Nice 2 points for him. Makes it 16-8. Now Sidney. Gettler gets it to the right wing. Martin now back to the top of the key. Geblin looking for something here. Working both of those left-handers right now. Gives it to Johnson on the left wing. Johnson puts up the three ball. Comes up just a little short. Jorgensen on the rebound as it bounces all the way out. Focused across court now. Gives it to Whitehead. Drives into the paint. Now out to those left. Now feeds it down low to Gottfried. Gottfried with the 2-and-1. Gets the shot to fall. Draws the foul. 4 points for him. Foul is on Evan Gettler. And that will send Brendan Gottfried to the line. They didn't have too much playing time there in their win against Johnson Brock. Was 1 for 4 from the field, had 25%. A couple of rebounds as well on that one. Doesn't get the and one to fall. Does extend the lead 18-8. Actually, looks like now. So it looks like a travel. We'll see multiple substitutions here now. 14, 22, and 11 come in for Sidney. Phillips back into the game. Connor Barron's back into the game. And Xavier Hyde makes an appearance for the Cowboys. Beam gets this one inbound and out from the top of the key. Wide open is Jorgensen for three. That one doesn't go. Rattles in and out. But offensive rebound from Phillips, who drives into the paint with the floater towards the basket. Doesn't get that one to fall. Defensive rebound from Johnson, but that is the end of the first quarter. Sidney roars away to an 18-8 lead here early in this one. End of the first quarter. You're listening to KMA AM 960 Shenandoah.
At the ARC Group, we take a disciplined approach to marketing. We understand that education and experience must be at the forefront of your decision-making process, and we also understand that all farms manage risk differently. This is Tim McGann with the ARC Group. I would like to meet with you, learn about your operation, understand your short and long-term goals, and then together we form a plan to maximize profitability on your farm. Call me at 712-370-3497 or visit us at agrisconsulting.net.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
Now, once again, Sidney up 18-8 right now over the Stanton Vikings. Sidney will begin with possession here in the second. As Beam now brings it across half court to the left wing to Phillips. Tightly guarded there. He's going to drive now into the paint, tries to get the one up. He's going to get fouled. Looks like that one's going to potentially be, it looks like Levi Martin will get called for the foul. He steps into the game. Inbound for Sidney from Beam at the baseline. Gets it in now to McPhail. Feeds it down low to Phillips, but kicks it back out to McPhail for three from the right wing. Floating to his right a little bit. That one bounces off the backboard. Oh, and then Geller tried to throw that one deep there to Johnson, but a dangerous pass. That one gets tipped out of bounds by Jorgensen. He took out the score table there. So it'll be an inbound now. Gettler in front of the score table. Gets it into Grebin. Brings it across half court at the top of the key. Screen there to the left corner now. Tried to feed it down low. Levi Martin tried to feed it down low there. Was unable to do so. Tried to get it to Tristan Frank. Jorgensen knocked that one out of bounds. We'll see a substitution now. As Martin will come out of the game. And Levi Martin out, Joshua Martin in. Inbound here for Sidney now. Martin works it to the right corner now. Gettler with a three from that right corner, unable to get it to fall. Rebounded by Beam as it bounced all the way back out. And Jorgensen had a chance there. Had some room. Grebin able to save a potentially an easy layup there for Jorgensen. Knocks it out of bounds. It'll be an inbound for Sidney in front of the Vikings bench. Bean gets it into McPhail. McPhail spins to his right, has some open lane there in the paint. Instead feeds it to Behrens on that right side, unable to get it to go. Behrens tries to come out with the offensive rebound. Doesn't get it. I'm going to say it went off of Behrens. They're inbound for Sidney. Urban kicks it in to Gettler, who's going to bring it across half court for the Vikings. Works to his left side. So they're going to call a penalty there on the third one, Tristan Frank. He's tried to set a screen there, instead draws a foul. As we hit the 7-minute mark left to play here in the second quarter, Beam brings it across half court, working to his right side, gives it to Phillips on the right corner. He goes right a little more, tries to feed it down low to Behrens, who gets it, and he puts up the two. Another 2 points for Behrens on the night. They get 4 points for him. 20-8 ball game. And Sidney nearly came up with a point there. Instead, Stanton's going to have an inbound here now from the baseline. Grebin on the inbound. Gives it to Martin in the right corner, who shakes off a defender, drives to the paint, gets held up though by Behrens. Said he jumps away for the two, doesn't get it. And then Frank tried to come up with the rebound, tried to keep it alive as he was falling out of bounds, as was the ball. Instead, he stepped out before he was able to get back in. It'll be an inbound for Sidney. Behrens gives it into Beam. Taking his time now here. Works it to the left side to McPhail. He's going to drive now with the left. Gets past Grebin is going to kick it back out now. Behrens trying to come up with it. Instead, it's Martin now on the fast break, but then Phillips with a phenomenal defensive play, able to smack it away. And then a penalty called there on Joshua Martin. It's going to give Sidney the ball right back. Only a 2-0 lead, or only 2 points scored so far here in the second quarter, and that'll send Phillips to the line. As Sidney now is in the bonus. Phillips' first free throw is good. They get 21-8. .6:13 left to play, up 21-8 right now is Sidney. Looking to make it 22-8. Phillips does his second point of the night. 22-8 now. Sidney as Stanton brings him back. Grebin on that right side to the top of the key now. Carter Johnson. And the guard is Jorgensen. Tried to drive with the left. Doesn't try to drive the right. Now driving with the left into the paint. Instead, looking for the foul. Doesn't get it. Instead, they're going to call travel on Johnson. Another turnover for Stanton. Been a problem for them so far this year. 25 turnovers in their first game. As now Whitehead works it to the right side. Now hands it off to Beam at the right corner. That one goes off the foot of Jorgensen looking for the pass. Was Beam trying to make his case with the ref here. Was Whitehead, or Beam, excuse me, unable to do so. Instead, we're going to see a quick timeout. You're listening to KMA AM 960. It's a 30-second timeout here in Sidney.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
52 left to play, 22-8 the ball game right now in favor of Sidney. Only 4 points so far here in the second quarter. All 4 to Sidney thus far. Well, and Stanton will have a chance though here. Try and get some points up. They have the inbound there at their own baseline. Grevin brings it across the court. To the right side now is Gettler. Gettler driving with the right hand to the baseline. That was taken away by Jorgensen. Nice steal there. Gives it to Beam now. Looking for Whitehead there in the left corner. He's going to drive into the paint, has some room, puts it up, 2 points. Easy 2 points for Grant Whitehead. His first 2 of the night extends the Sidney lead 22-8. Well, now Carter Johnson trying to respond there. Short jumper, unable to fall. They're going to say one out of bounds off of Sidney. We'll see another substitution here quickly. In comes once again Brendan Gottfried. Out goes Connor Beam, or Kyle Beam. Steps out for Sidney. Inbound here from Grevin to Johnson now at the left wing. Drives hard into the paint looking for the basket. Doesn't get it. Looks like it might have been tipped a little bit there by Phillips. Now has the ball. Working to the right wing now for Sidney. Tries to cut back across to the middle. Can't do so now. Instead hands it off to Whitehead. Whitehead working out this right wing. Now hands it off to Phillips. The top of the key now to the left side. Loses the ball now. Grevin picks it up. A fast break potentially. 2-on-2. Instead he's going to step back. Wide open 3. Puts it up. Way up in the air. That one bounces off the rim. But it's an offensive rebound there by Frank, who's unable to secure the putback. And instead is grabbed by Whitehead. But now his pass there, bit of a bounce pass picked up by Stanton here by Martin. Martin now throws it to nobody there. Had a couple of guys wide open there near the basket. Both Carter Johnson and Tristan Frank were both wide open, but he just kind of threw right in between them. Now Sidney has another opportunity offensively as Whitehead brings across half court. And now a foul is going to be called. Here on Stanton, it looks like they're now up to 9 fouls so far here in the first half. Still just the bonus here for Sidney. They're up 24-8 right now as Gottfried has the line. His first attempt with 4:38 left, bounces up off the rim and right back in. A little bit of walk right there for him. We'll see a substitution here for Sidney. Out comes Phillips and in comes Kyle Beam once more. Second shot for Gottfried is up and good. As Stanton now brings it back across. Grevin now gives it to Johnson to the right half, just right next to the key. Unable to get the 3 to fall. That's going to be a foul on Frank there. His second foul of the night already. Now Sidney will head back to the line once again. Just under 4.5 to play here in the second quarter. Up 26-8. Barons now will head back to the line. Barons gets ready for his first attempt of the night. First free throw attempt of the night, I should say. That one is good. Gets that one, his first one to fall. Makes it 27-8 now. See a handful of substitutions here for Stanton. As Logan Roberts, Quentin Thornburg, and looks like Levi Martin make their way back into the game to accompany Grevin and Carter Johnson. Barron's second free throw attempt is off the back of the rim and rebounded by Jorgensen. He's going to lose this one, though. Gottfried able to save it. Or excuse me, Whitehead was able to save it there on that left side. Gives it over now. Keeps it on that left side, handed back to him now. Trying to drive through the left wing, unable to do so. Going to call a foul there on Logan Roberts. Already his third foul of the night. Something potentially to keep an eye on. here as we move through the latter parts of this game. We're now in the double bonus for Sidney, 10 fouls in the night so far for Stanton. Whitehead's first free throw attempt is good. They get 28-8. Bit of a very lopsided first half here so far tonight. Stanton potentially still, Stanton is still scoreless here in the second quarter. Whitehead's second free throw attempt is up and good. They get 29-8 now in favor of the Cowboys. A quick three-point attempt there taken by Kynewood, and Tibbin was unable to hit it. Sidney now back quickly. Jorgensen handles it at the left wing, now gives it to the left corner to Godfrey, who gives it across court to Behrens at that right post. Tries to kick it back out to Godfrey now. He's trying to kick it inside, but instead it's intercepted by Thornburg. Now Grebin has nothing but lane in front of him. He's held up though. Got the ball, got a little too hard in front of him, but it doesn't matter. He's able to step back and put up the 2 over Jorgensen. Closes the gap 29-10. Grebin's first 2 points of the night. Shot from right under the basket by Beam is rejected by Grebin. Now Jorgensen driving into the paint. Has a couple of Vikings. Now he rebounds his own shot there, but unable to get the putback to fall. Carter Johnson comes up with the rebound. Vikings had a wide open man, but instead it's picked off by Whitehead. Solid defense tonight for the Cowboys. Now Beam driving to the right side. Down to the baseline, now kicks it out to Whitehead, who has a wide open long three-point attempt from the right wing. Gets it to fall. A beautiful three-pointer there from Whitehead. They get 7 points now for him. Extends the lead 32-10. It's been a dominant second quarter for Sidney. Grebin now gives it to the right wing to Tibbin. Now works it back to the top of the key now. Tight coverage now from Godfrey. Well, this pass nearly intercepted, but Thornburg picks it up. Now Johnson driving to the hoop on the right side. Unable to get the shot to fall, but will draw the foul. And now he'll pay a visit to the line. We'll talk about a lopsided second quarter here. 18-8 was the score at the end of the first. Only 2 points so far for Sidney. Johnson looking to change that with his first 3-2 attempt. Doesn't do it. It breaks off the front iron. And Stanton, nearly a 12-0 run before Stanton was able to muster any points there. Excuse me, 11-0 run before Stanton able to muster any points. Johnson's second free throw rattles out as well, as rebounded by Godfrey. He gives it to Beam now. He's looking to bring it across half court. Tight coverage from Grebin. And Grebin knocks it loose a little bit. And now the pass is picked off here now by the Vikings. Back on for the layup. It was Gavin Ford for the Vikings. Had a nice steal there. Pass it a little bit too much air underneath it. Able to pick it off and draw the foul as well. He'll pay a visit to the stripe now. Gavin Ford seen some playing time here early in this one. His first attempt is up and no good. Remains a 32-10 ball game. Another substitution here. Taylor McPhail comes in for Kyle Beam. And instead of a second free throw attempt, we'll see a quick timeout here called by Sidney. It's a full minute timeout. We'll take another quick break here on KMA AM 960 Shenandoah.
If you're looking for unlimited super fast internet you can always rely on, look no further than FMTC's fiber internet. With so much relying on your internet these days, you need a connection you can trust. You can work from home, video chat, stream your favorite TV shows, and more without worrying about the stability of your internet. You could have what everyone else wishes they had.
Your connection to the world, FMTC.
Coaching great John Wooden once said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." Just as in the world of sports, this quote is vital to the work that we do at Hackett Livingston Funeral Home in Shenandoah. We take care of all the details so that you can focus on what is most important, caring for your family and healing. Hackett Livingston Funeral Home, serving all of Southwest Iowa since 1951.
38 seconds left to play. Getting ready for Gavin Ford's second free throw attempt here. Missed the first attempt. Stanton now is in the bonus. That second one is going to bounce up nearly to the back of the backboard. The top of the backboard before it bounces out, and it is rebounded by Nick Peters before giving. Now in the right corner is Jorgensen driving into the paint. A nice floater with the right hand. Another 2 points for Jorgensen. Big night for him so far. Makes it 34-10. Grebin now drives to the free throw line. Jumper unable to fall. Bounces up. Rebound by the Vikings. Unable to fall once again on the putback. There was Levi Martin unable to get it. They're now going to call. It looks like a double dribble potentially there by Braden Gottfried. The Cowboys. Instead it'll be an inbound for the baseline. Grebin for Stanton. Floats this one up to the top of the key to Johnson. Johnson thinks about the three, instead drives with the right hand there to the lane, feeds it to Thornburg, and Thornburg unable to hold on to it. A couple of Cowboys there. But Grebin then picks it up, now going back and forth. Thornburg kicks it out now. And then there'll be a foul now. Looks like on Sidney here. Levi Martin is going, looks like he was potentially going to go for the two, but they're going to call it a foul on the floor instead. Grant Phillips, the one who committed the foul there. And will send Martin back to the line. His first attempt on the 1-and-1 is good. Just the third point now of the second quarter as we are ahead just under 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. Martin's second free throw is up and good. Closes the gap just a little bit for the Vikings. Sidney now working it back across half court. Now Whitehead takes it, driving into the lane now, trying to kick it back out to Phillips here in the left wing. Does so. And he's going to double team there. They're going to call a kick there from Grebin. Had a nice double team there. Probably really didn't need to there. Nonetheless, it's going to be an inbound for Phillips. Gives it to Whitehead. Tight coverage here from Grebin. Whitehead's going to find a little space. He tries to feed it down low to Nick Peters. That was going to get tipped out of bounds by Gavin Ford. It'll be an inbound here from the baseline for Sidney. And trying to figure out who's going to give it in here. Whitehead will volunteer himself to inbound this one. Kicks it out to the right wing to Jorgensen. Now back to the right corner as Phillips. Now kicking it into the paint. Now driving. Nice move there from Whitehead. Gets the defender to jump. There's going to be a rebound there from Stanton, but no. Phillips now with the steal off of Carter Johnson. We'll see the foul here. Going to be on Stanton. Call that one on Carter Johnson. Second foul of the night will send Phillips once again to the line. Going to extend the lead here a little bit for the Cowboys. Unable to do so. That one bounces off the rim a couple of times and falls out. Phillips 2 for 2 from the line in the last game. His first miss from the line this season. Second attempt is up, and that one is good. They get 3 points now tonight for Phillips. A three here from the Vikings. Gavin Ford went for it. That was a quick jumper there. Doesn't get it to fall now. And Jorgensen on the fast break with the layup. Gets it to fall. Looks like, he went down hard. Might have hurt his ankle a little bit there. Have a minute 6 left. That could be a potential big loss here for Sidney as they tend to Jorgensen. We'll take a quick break here. Listen to KMA AM 960.
Coaching great John Wooden once said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." Just as in the world of sports, this quote is vital to the work that we do at Hackett Livingston Funeral Home in Shenandoah. We take care of all the details so that you can focus on what is most important, caring for your family and healing. Hackett Livingston Funeral Home, serving all of Southwest Iowa since 1951.
Ford.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
After a hard fall for Jorgensen, looked like he might be dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury potentially. Was able to walk under his own power. He did have a bit of a limp heading off the court. He'll be tended to by the coaching staff now. It'll be inbound now here for Stanton. As we get a little sweat cleaned up off the floor. Thornburg will inbound for the Vikings, gives it in to Greben, who's going to bring it across half court. Quickly working here to that right wing to Ford. He gives it to Carter Johnson in that right corner. Sets up a screen. Now Johnson driving down the baseline, steps back, now gives it to Ford on the right wing, looking for the three. Now instead going to drive hard to the rim. Going to call a foul there, it looks like, on Brendan Godfrey. Second foul of the night for him. And that will send Gavin Ford back to the line, which just had a recent trip not too long ago. In the double bonus now are both teams. 37-12, Sidney out. Ford looking to close the gap just a little bit. We have under a minute left, and he does so. First one is good for Ford. Makes it 37-13. Stanton now finally up to 5 points so far here in this one. And Sidney got off to a quick 11-0 run before Stanton was able to put anything up. Gavin Ford gets the second free throw to fall. Closes the gap just a little bit more. Makes it 37-14 now. Sidney with a couple of new players in the game now. Xavier Hyde feeds it into Phillips on the left elbow. Phillips gets the jumper to fall. Nothing but net on that one. Extends the lead 39-14. Now Johnson from the left corner for the Vikings drives hard to the rim. Bumps Peters a little bit. Nothing going though as Phillips now on the fast break. Got the rebound as well, and Ford able to tip that one. They're going to say it went off of Phillips. Might have pushed it forward a little bit there. A little bit of a conversation with the ref. Nonetheless, it's going to be an inbound here for Stanton with 27 seconds left here in the first half. 39-14. Stanton looking to close the gap. Greben now on the left wing. Tries to feed it down low to Thornburg. Thornburg double teamed here. Now is able to find some space. Gets around Peters, but it doesn't fall. And Godfried comes up with the rebound. Gives it to Phillips now. A little behind the back move there. Nifty moves. Moving into the lane. Oh my goodness. What a sequence there from Phillips. And now he's going to get the steal. A lackadaisical inbound pass there from the Vikings. Phillips gets the 2 points, then gets the steal. And now Whitehead draws the foul. He'll be headed to the line. 7 points now tonight for Phillips. Leading scorer Jorgensen off on the sideline right now, getting taped up a little bit as Whitehead. His first free throw is good. They get 8 points now tonight for Whitehead. A lot of players putting up a fair amount of points here for Sidney early, spreading the ball around. Just 5 seconds left here in the second quarter. Whitehead's second free throw attempt is good as well. They get 43-14 for Sidney, and 9 points for Whitehead as Greben throws up a last-minute Hail Mary there from three-point range, unable to get it to fall. Sidney up big, 43-14. We'll take a quick break and be back for the halftime thoughts here on KMAM 960.
HawkeyeFord.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
When buying insurance, finding protection closer to home is always a great choice. Legacy Mutual Insurance in Clarinda is a local company and has served communities in Southwest Iowa since 1870. We have independent agents ready to help you with your farm, home, and auto coverage. Go to our website at legacymutualia.com for a complete listing of our agents. For over 150 years, your family's needs and success have been our priority. That's our legacy at Legacy Mutual Insurance.
Another break. Once again, Sidney up big, 43-14 over Stanton. Really a dominant second quarter right there. Only 6 points allowed for Stanton. Meanwhile, Sidney extends their lead, almost a 30-point lead here as we hit the half. That's mainly behind Cole Jorgensen. 15 points for him tonight. Did go down with what looked like potentially an ankle injury. Was getting wrapped up there. We'll see if he's back in for the second half at all. With him on the sideline, potentially Garrett Phillips. 7 points for him. Grant Whitehead with 8 points of his own. A couple of guys that really will have to step up on that offensive side with most likely a bit of a limited Jorgensen in for Stanton. Really big thing, Carter Johnson, 0 points tonight. He is the Vikings offense so far this year. He really was last year as well, their leading scorer. And he has been held to 0 points for Carter Johnson tonight. That's really been the story of this one so far. Stanton really limited offensively right now, and Sidney has been putting up from everywhere. They've been doing great tonight. We'll take another quick break. You're listening to KMA AM 960 Shenandoah. We got second half of this men's corner conference matchup between Sidney and Stanton on the other side.
Welcome back into Upon Further Review. We always love catching up with former KMA-landers that are doing awesome things to the collegiate level. One of which that has been really impressive this year has been former Lewis Central standout Caleb Shudak. He's had a fantastic year at the University of Iowa. It was just named the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week last week after a great performance against Nebraska. And he's with us now. Caleb, how are things going today, man?
Really good. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for joining us. First off, for you, you get named Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week. You have a big game against Nebraska to help Iowa get the win. What has this last couple of days been like for you?
It's been kind of crazy, actually. Well, once Minnesota upset Wisconsin, we kind of got into gear and had to figure out our schedule pretty quick to, get ready for this week. But no, it's been exciting, been a lot of fun, and been a lot of energy around the building.
Yeah, you guys had the interesting dynamic of you playing Friday, and then your fate being determined in terms of whether or not you were going to qualify for the Big Ten championship game, on whether or not Minnesota beat Wisconsin. What was Saturday kind of? Was there a lot of scoreboard watching, or were there some nerves? What was that like?
Yeah, there was a ton of scoreboard watching. A bunch of us got together and were watching the game. And a lot of us were at the edge of our seat. I'd probably say more nervous than watching those games than actually playing our games. But, because we obviously couldn't control what was going to happen. So, yeah, all of us edge of our seats the whole day. And, ultimately, we're playing on Saturday and going to be more excited for it.
Get to with Caleb Shudak, Lewis Central alum, now kicking at the University of Iowa. You said this week has been kind of crazy for you. What has this year been like? It's been a fantastic year for you, at least it looks like from the outside perspective. But for you internally, what has it been like to navigate through it?
It's been a lot of fun. So I finished a lot of my main schooling last semester, and I'm kind of just finishing up a couple of light things. But so I don't really have a whole lot of academic commitments. So I've been able to sit back and kind of enjoy the process, enjoy practice. Really do a lot of recovery things and take care of myself. But no, it's also been a lot of fun kind of seeing 5 years of patience and, hard work kind of come to life and have it do it with some of my best friends. And so one of my roommates, Austin, I've been with for 6 years now. We kind of do this together, and it's been a lot of fun doing it with him and having a great snapper and holder and Luke Elkin and Ryan Gasande. I've been fortunate and blessed to have them around, and then also kick balls with Tori Taylor every day has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet. I get to with Caleb Shudak of Lewis Central, who's kicking the University of Iowa. I think a lot of people have been, made familiar of your story. This is your sixth year at Iowa. You'd been kind of behind some really good kickers. You stayed the course, and it's paying off for you. And I think a lot of people can learn from that. But how gratifying has it been? I know there were probably times along the way where maybe you thought about not staying the course. I don't know. But how gratifying has this year been knowing that you waited a long time to get here?
It's just incredibly gratifying. Kind of, seeing, you always hear hard work pays off. In the end, that always wins. And, kind of see that truth it's been amazing, been a lot of fun. Because, yeah, you're right. There's times where I kind of questioned, if I could do it, if I should do it. I put my name in the portal at one point, but sitting behind guys like Miguel and Keith, I did learn a lot, and I think I wouldn't be where I am, if I didn't learn those kind of things and go through, the process with them.
Yeah, where do you feel you've grown the most? Say from the time that you stepped on campus to where you're at now. Where is Caleb Shudak maybe became a better kicker?
I'd say my just overall confidence in myself. So whether that's my ability just to mentally get locked in for a rep, or just having the utmost confidence in my technique and my abilities. I go out there. I know if I were to miss one, I know I'm not going to miss the next one. I have the most confidence in myself to say that, and put in the work and, just showed myself that I can do that. So, yeah, I'd say just the confidence in my abilities, not questioning what I'm doing, has been huge. I got here in 2016, and that was not true. Every day it was kind of a Hail Mary. I'd hope and pray to God that I could make a kick. I didn't know where it was going to go, and I just didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my abilities, and ultimately, 5 years of work and a lot of coaching, I've got to that point. I think that's been huge.
Yeah, you've had a fantastic year all season, but the Nebraska game was phenomenal. You're able to knock down 4 field goals. Take us through what it meant for you. Growing up, just a little over an hour away from Nebraska. Maybe you had friends and family in attendance. I'm sure. In that situation, I'm sure some you've been waiting a long time for. What was that like?
Oh, that was an incredible experience. You're right. Growing up close to Nebraska and Iowa State, those are probably the 2 teams I'd watched the most. Being able to do that against them, got a lot of family members that are Husker fans, so kind of bittersweet to rub in their face like that. But I'm sure the offense wanted to score more, but in the end we got enough points on the board to win the game. So it was just a lot of fun, being a part of that and being able to help the team win.
The special teams was phenomenal on your end, and then I know you guys have a block punt as well that leads to a touchdown, and then Torrey was able to pin a couple down as well, one of which created a safety. What is it that makes the special teams tick? You hear a lot of programs, a lot of coaches talk about emphasizing special teams, but it seems like definitely at least Friday, you guys really exemplified that. What is it that makes the special teams as good as they've been this year?
I think there's a couple of things that go into that. I think, for one, for us, it starts with having a Coach Woods, that is so passionate about special teams and knows the impact of every phase of special teams, whether that's field goal, we're actually putting points on the board, or punt return, you're trying to get a 10 or 15-yard return. That ultimately eliminates the entire first down for the offense. But his passion and attention to those details is huge for us. And then I also think it comes down to Coach Ferentz showing the team in film. He'll show a series of plays from the game, and it'll just show the value of such teams and how it leads to complementary football. Whether that's so the offense might go 3 and out, Torrey punts the ball, they down them at the 5 or the 10 somewhere, where the opposing offense has to now drive 90 yards. Then the defense gets a stop, offense gets the ball back, say around the 50. Boom, you got field position right there, and that ultimately leads to points. And he kind of ingrains that in everybody's head, so we all know just the value of field position points and what special teams can do for us.
Getting time with Lewis Central alum Caleb Shudak, now kicking at the University of Iowa. You guys now get ready for a Big Ten championship game against Michigan. Those are always exciting. Iowa hasn't been there since 2015. What's kind of the approach for you going into it?
So I think.
Well, and welcome back here to Sidney. We got the second half of action between the Sidney Cowboys and the Stanton Vikings coming up just momentarily. Sidney comes into the third quarter with a 43-14 lead over Stanton right now. It was a down first half for the Cowboys. Cole Jorgensen, 15 points for him. He went down with an ankle injury, however. He is on the bench right now. Potentially not completely out of this one. The Vikings start with possession, and Greben now working on the left wing. Screen by Roberts now to the top of the key is Thornburg. To the right wing now, Johnson driving into the paint now with the left hand for the layup. Doesn't get it. Gottfried comes down with the rebound for Sidney. Whitehead now brings it across half court, working to the right side now to Phillips. Guarded by Roberts. Driving the left hand now, kicks it to Behrens. Behrens in the paint now with the right hand going up for the 2. Doesn't get it to fall. Thornburg with the rebound for Stanton. Now Greben in that left corner, guarded by Phillips. This one tipped by Phillips now. A race for the ball. Greben able to hold on to it. Keeps it in his own half of the court, and Logan Roberts able to somehow hold on to this one, but then just throws it up, and Gottfried snags it. Now gives it to Whitehead now down this left side. Beam in the left corner. Sneaking between a couple of Vikings defenders. Gets the layup to roll. Rolls it off the right fingers. 2 points for him to start the third quarter for Sidney. Greben now brings it back. Top of the key, working to the left. Phillips guarding. Now driving to the baseline with the left now, kicks it over to Johnson, who kicks it out now to the right wing. The Gettler, who drives to the left right elbow. Long jumper, gets it to go. 2 points for Gettler. Makes it 45-16. He's up to 8 points now on the night. Barons bring this one across the half-court line for Sidney. Now loses the ball there. Bit of a collision there between him and Roberts. Bit of a tough collision, catches breath a little bit. This looks like it will be Stanton ball. Thornburg will be the one to inbound. Just over 6.5 left to play here in the third quarter. Sidney up 45-16 right now. And then Grevin feeds it down low now to Roberts. Roberts gets it to go. Another 2 points for Stanton. We're off to a 4-2 lead here in the third quarter, or 4-2 run now here in the third quarter as Barons now working to that right side. Corner there by Thornburg, instead gives it to Bean. Now Beans has some lane, kicks it out now to the left to Gottfried. Big three here from Whitehead, falls short. Offensive rebound by Bean. Now gives it to Gottfried, who goes for the putback, doesn't get it. Carter Johnson comes down with the rebound. Driving hard now into the lane, looking for his first 2 points, gets it in the end one. First time we've seen Johnson find the basket for Stanton. Makes it 45-20. We're off to a 6-2 run here. We'll see a couple of substitutions. Beam and Godfrey would come out of the game. Then comes Taylor McPhail. And guess who? Cole Jorgensen back in the game for Sidney now. Free throw there from Johnson is missed, and Barons comes down with the rebound. Now gives it to Whitehead. Tight coverage here from Sidney. Finally able to get across half court. Phillips now crossing back to the key. Now the ball is lost. Gettler tries to come up with it. Trying to call a grab there. And Phillips, it looks like. It'll be an inbound here for Stanton. Roberts to inbound to Grevin. Grevin brings it across the half-court line. Working to that left side towards Thornburg. Doesn't give it to him though. Phillips in the guard. Now gives it to the right wing to Roberts. Now to the right corner, Johnson. Johnson puts up the three. Doesn't get it to go. Rings out. Whitehead with the rebound. Charging back now here. Went to his left, now back to his right. In the right corner was McPhail. Now Whitehead on the corner. Feeds it down low to Barons. And now McPhail for three. In the right corner. Doesn't get it to fall. I'm going to call a foul there. Looks like it's going to be Logan Roberts. He's in a little bit of foul trouble right now as Roberts. Be an inbound from the baseline for Sidney. Whitehead gets it in to Jorgensen on the right wing. Cross court now to Phillips on the left wing. He puts up the three. Doesn't get it to go. Hits the back iron and bounces down to Johnson. Has some free space in front of him. Drives hard for the layup with the right hand on the left side. Gets it to go. He's making some noise here in the second half. Early in this third quarter. Off to a 8-2 run right now is Stanton. We'll see another substitution. Joshua Martin comes in for Logan Roberts, who's dealing with some foul trouble right now. He'll sit on the bench. Inbound to Phillips for Sidney. On the guard is Gettler now driving down the left sideline is Phillips to the left wing, spinning back and forth. Now gets the ball knocked up in the air. Thornburg snuck in there. And we're going to see a timeout. Full 1 minute timeout here called by Sidney. Sidney on an 8-2 run here to start the third quarter. You're listening to KMA AM 960 Shenandoah.
Welcome back into Upon Further Review. We always love catching up with former
Coaching great John Wooden once said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." Just as in the world of sports, this quote is vital to the work that we do at Hackett Livingston Funeral Home in Shenandoah. We take care of all the details so that you can focus on what is most important, caring for your family and healing. Hackett Livingston Funeral Home, serving all of Southwest Iowa since 1951.
Welcome back to Sidney coming out of the timeout. Phillips feeds it down low to Barons. Barons puts up the contested two. Tough 2 points there for him. Makes it 47-22. And now Thornburg puts up the two. Gets his own rebound. Highly contested second put back there by Barons. And then now Thornburg will pay a visit to the stripe. Foul there. Looks like it's going to be on Behrens. First foul of the night for him as Thornburg pays a visit to the stripe now. Thornburg's first free throw, no good. Thornburg was 5th in the conference, then the corner conference last year. Had averaged just over 7 rebounds a game. As his second free throw is up, rings out, no good. Phillips comes down with the defensive rebound. Now working down court here is Whitehead, working to that right side, screen from Behrens, down to the baseline now, going under the hoop here, goes for the back. A little sky hook towards the back. Aaron Behrens comes up with the offensive rebound though. Now feeds it down to the paint to Jorgensen. Jorgensen contested for 2. Give it to him, 17 points now for Jorgensen, extends the lead 49-22. And now a 3-ball from Grevin comes up just short from the left wing. Whitehead falls onto the ground, looking for a foul, doesn't get it now. Looking deep there was Phillips, was looking for McPhail. Now he's going to feed it to Behrens in the paint. A nifty play there. Behrens with the 2. 8 points for him. Extends the lead, 51-22. Grevin now on the left wing. Phillips on the guard, gives it to Thornburg now. This one knocked, just ripped out of the hands from Thornburg by McPhail. Feeds another Jorgensen. What a play! A great assist from McPhail to Jorgensen. 19 points now for Jorgensen. And Stanton now trying to quickly get back. Now Thornburg from the post gets 2 more to go. It's 53-24. Right now, the intensity of this game feels a lot closer than it actually is right now. As Sidney working it to the left side, McPhail from the key gives it to Jorgensen. Jorgensen with a long 3. That one nearly goes, but McPhail on the rebound puts it back up. 2 more points for McPhail, make it 4 for him. And the offensive rebound to boot, 55-24 now, Sidney. Now Grevin from the left wing. Now gives it to Thornburg at the left elbow. Now Thornburg gets this one ripped away once again. Jorgensen knocks that one away, and it'll roll out of bounds. We'll see a couple more substitutions now here for Sidney. As Whitehead, looks like Behrens will head back to the bench, and Beam and Godfrey will make their way back into the game for Sidney. Grevin on the inbound on that left side, gives it to Carter Johnson, now gives it right back to Grevin, driving into the paint. Unable to get it to go though, and Jorgensen eventually holds in the defensive rebound for Sidney. Now he's driving into the paint, a little bit of a floater. What a beautiful play there. Once again, just rolls it off those right hand. Make it 57-24 now. And then Gettler able to get a short mid-range jumper to go for Sidney. Now Sidney trying to move quickly here, and it bites him in the butt. McPhail loses it now, and Grevin picks it up. He's driving now to the left side, going for the paint. Doesn't quite get there. Instead, that was going to hit off the backboard. And Sidney trying to move fast once again here. Ball comes loose once more. As Joshua Martin knocks that one out of bounds. It'll be an inbound in front of their own bench for Sidney now. McPhail on the inbound gets it into Phillips in the backcourt. Now crosses that half-court line. Gives it to Godfrey down the left wing. Thornburg giving him plenty of space, now hands it off. The Beam driving into the lane, kicks it out of Jorgensen in the left corner. He's not going to drive down the baseline. Meets Joshua Martin, though. There's going to be a foul there now on Joshua Martin. Now the third foul of the third quarter here for Stanton. It'll be inbound from the baseline. From Beam. Looking for something here, gets it to Phillips. Just shy of the right corner, now feeds it down low to McPhail. McPhail posting up, turns around, puts up the 2, doesn't get it. And Thornburg comes down with the defensive rebound. And Sidney playing some aggressive defense right now. Now they drop back. Joshua Martin brings it up that right side into the right wing, now trying to drive to the paint, doesn't quite get there as he's double teamed. Now gives it to Kywin Tibbin, who gives it to the left side now to Gettler at that left wing. Driving out towards the baseline, kicks it out to Carter Johnson from the left wing for Trey. Not gonna get it, it rattles in and out. An offensive rebound there by Tibbin, who tries to put it back, doesn't get it to go. And then Cole Jorgensen comes down with the defensive board. Now he's gonna put it up for 2 from the free throw line. Another mid-range jumper goes for him. 23 points now for Jorgensen, leading this offensive effort with under a minute left here to play in the third quarter. Thornburg at the right elbow. Tries to feed it down low to Johnson. Isn't going to get there. This one tips up Martin for deep 3 from the left corner. Doesn't get it. scramble for the ball there between Phillips and Gettler. That one's going to sail out of bounds off of Stanton. We'll see a substitution here. Whitehead comes in now for Phillips. An inbound here from Gottfried. Full court press from Stanton now. Trying to get it to half court here. Doesn't get it though. Oh, nearly a nice defensive play there. Tibman unable to haul that one as it bounces off his hands and bounces right into his own bench. As Sidney now has another opportunity to extend their lead up 59-26 right now with just 48 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Inbound for Sidney. Into Whitehead in the back, deep in the backcourt right now. Guarded by Gettler. Now he's going to quickly get past the half-court line, driving into the paint. Here has some room, going for it. He's going to get rejected by Thornburg. He's going to go out of bounds off of Stanton. There'll be another inbound from the baseline for Sidney. Whitehead on the inbound. Gets it into Gottfried at the left wing, out to the top of the key. There's Jorgensen. Jorgensen slips up a little bit, guarded by Johnson. Now a screen. Going to open up a little bit now here to left wing. Feeds it down low to Gottfried. Gottfried spins to the right. Gets past Johnson. He's not going to get the two, but he draws the foul on Johnson. Johnson's third foul of the night. And Gottfried will pay another visit to the stripe with just 29 seconds left here in the third quarter. Gottfried, his first attempt here. Hits the back iron. Comes right back to him. Gets a 59-26. Now adjust his shoe a little bit there. Look, his foot was coming out a little bit. Right for his second attempt now. Looking to extend this to a 60-26 ball game. And he's not going to be able to do so. Rattles around on the rim before Carter Johnson snags the rebound. Tries to move it quickly down low, but Jorgensen intercepts the pass. Risky pass there from Johnson. Now Jorgensen driving to the rim. Contested. Gets it to fall. 25 points now for Jorgensen, 61-26. And now Gettler feeds it to Johnson down low. Johnson not going to get the basket, but he is going to draw a foul here. He'll pay a visit to the line. That is foul is on Brendan Gottfried. His third foul of the night now. This is Johnson. His first free throw, no good. Has struggled from the line so far tonight. Missed both on his first visit. Substitution here for Sidney. Phillips comes in. Gottfried out. It's Gottfried dealing with a little bit of foul trouble right now. A little adjustment. As McPhail now heads down low. Looking to try to get this defensive rebound potentially here. Johnson's second one. Not going to happen because Johnson nails the second free throw attempt. Just his fifth point of the night. First free throw made. Sidney moving quickly here. Phillips tried to put two. McPhail only able to get the put back before the end of the third quarter. Sidney up big, 61-27. You're listening to KMAM 960 Shenandoah.
Coaching great John Wooden once said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." Just as in the world of sports, this quote is vital to the work that we do at Hackett Livingston Funeral Home in Shenandoah. We take care of all the details so that you can focus on what is most important, caring for your family and healing. Hackett Livingston Funeral Home, serving all of Southwest Iowa since 1951.
Ford.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
About to be underway here in Sidney. Cowboys establish a dominant 61-27 lead. Stanton put together a solid 10-4 run to begin the third. Stanton stormed right back. Old Jorgensen now up to 25 points on the night as we begin the fourth quarter. As now Barron's trying to drive for the paint. Spins back to his left. Gets the two to fall and one. 10 points now for him on the night. And he will pay once again another visit to the stripe. Trying to extend this lead even more. He's at 63-27. Behrens goes for the and one, and it rattles out, doesn't go. And that one, oh, they're going to say it went off of Logan Roberts there. A bit of a tussle for the ball between Nick Peters and Carter Johnson. They're going to say, or excuse me, Logan Roberts goes off of Roberts. Whitehead now from the baseline on the inbound, gets it to Behrens on his left side, working back towards the top. To the top of the key is Whitehead. Feeds it down low to Peters. Peters has room, gets Thornburg to jump. And, they're going to say, looks like they're going to say the foul was, well, they're going to say he got up in the air. Good play there from Peters with the pump fake, gets Thornburg to jump right into him. Now he's going for the and one. That one goes across the rim. Nice little play there from Peters. His first 3 points of the night. As Sidney comes out quick here. And now Johnson pops this one from three, just from the left of the top of the key. Closes this one 66-30 now. And then Sidney trying to move quickly here. Phillips takes a tumble. Actually, it looks like they're going to say, called it a travel initially. Let's see what they say here. I'm going to call it, looks like they're going to tee him up here. Phillips receives a technical foul. Maybe got a little too chippy there with the ref, it looked like, potentially. Now Carter Johnson will get to attempt a couple of free throws here. First one is no good. They're getting ready for a second attempt now. After the technical from Phillips. And that one does roll in. Hit the front of the rim before it took a tumble in there. And now Sidney will receive the ball. Grebin from the half-court line, ready to inbound this one. All four Stanton players were right there in the paint. That one gets tipped out of bounds by Beam. Now Stanton will have another opportunity for an inbound. Grebin down there in that right corner looking to inbound this one. Feeds it to Johnson down at the right post. Working back to his left now. Turns for the floater, doesn't get it to go. Peters tried to get the rebound, but it bounces out, and instead that will go to Whitehead. But now Carter Johnson rips that one away. And a wide open two on the fast break for Carter Johnson. 11 points for him now. All those coming here in the second half. Inbound to Jorgensen. Stanton getting aggressive here defensively. Now Peters from the left elbow. Driving to the right side, kicks it out to Whitehead. Thought about the long three. Instead, he's going to drive here to his left. Back to the top of the key is Jorgensen. Jorgensen with a long three ball. Bang! Make it 69-30 with three. Now for Sidney. Jorgensen with the three. 28 points now for him here. Thornburg now gives it to Johnson on that right wing. Johnson guarded by Peters right now here out on the perimeter. Drives to the left side, kicks it out now to Roberts. Mid-range jumper, bounces off the rim, doesn't go. Whitehead with the rebound once more. Now gives it over to Behrens. Not quite past half court yet. Now he is working to that right side. Hands it off to Beam now, working towards the top of the key. At the free throw line, hands it off to Jorgensen now. Long jumper here for Jorgensen, doesn't go. Rings in and out. Carter Johnson with the rebound. He's going to step back for the three, doesn't get it to go. That one comes up just short, it's the front of the rim. Now Whitehead storming back here on the left sideline, drives into the paint, kicks it out now to Jorgensen. Jorgensen from the left corner for three, doesn't go. A fight for the ball there down low. Like I said, that one came off of Sidney, potentially off of Barron. To see a couple of substitutions here now. As Jorgensen takes a well-deserved trot there to the sideline, as well as Behrens into the game. Now is Godfrey. For the Cowboys, inbound is Whitehead. Kicks it down low to Peters right at the basket, but Carter Johnson and Thornburg are right there to kick it out to Whitehead. Now back down low to Peters. A couple of Vikings right there. They're going to call a grab there. Levi Martin gets the penalty, and we'll see a group of Vikings now come into this one. As both Tibbin, Joshua Martin, Tristan Frank, as well as Gavin Ford make their way into the game now for Stanton. Godfrey receives this one at the baseline. And Call a foul there on Stanton. That foul is on Joshua Martin, and that will send now Cowboys find themselves back in the bonus once again. Just under 4.5 to play. We'll see a substitution here now. Richard Rost makes his way into the game in replacement of Grant Whitehead. First attempt here from Godfrey on the 1-and-1 is good. Count it. Extends the lead now. His 5th point of the night extends the lead for Sidney. 70-30, 70-31. Second attempt from Godfrey comes up just short off the front of the rim. McPhail with the offensive rebound, though. Now feed it down low to Peters. Peters looking for the 2. He's going to get it. Make it 5 points now for Peters and extend the lead 72-31 for Sidney. Martin now feeds it down low to Frank. He's going to get bumped there by Peters on the shot attempt. That one will send Frank back to the line. As Frank gets ready to attempt his first free throw here. First one bounces up and down to the floor. No good from the first attempt. Sydney up 72-31. Both teams in the bonus now. First foul of the night on Peters as Frank bangs home the second free throw attempt for him. His first point of the night. Goes it back to a 40-point ball game. As looked like Sidney trying to feed it down low there. Jacob Hobby unable to get it down low to Peters. That one's hit by Stanton. That'll be a foul on Stanton as now Peters heads back to the line. Nailed an and one earlier from the line. Looking for his second free throw make of the night. As Peters nails the first one. Make it 6 points for him now on the night. Respectable effort from the forward coming in off the bench. As he puts up the second, and he bangs that one home as well. 7 points now for Nick Peters. As Stanton comes back now. Martin driving hard down that right side. He's back now across the perimeter. Levi Martin for 3, doesn't get it to go. Nick Peters comes up with the rebound for Sidney. Now Ross bringing it across the half-court line for Sidney. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. It's now hot. Ross gives it to Peters at the right elbow. Now driving hard with the right hand. Doesn't get it to go, though. But it's rebounded by Ross. Ross trying to go back up with it. Doesn't get it to go. And Levi Martin able to come with the steal. Now it's back in the hands of the Cowboys. Hobby comes up with it. Now feeding it down low to Peters again. He's still going to kick it back out now. For 3, comes up well short. Xavier Hyde put it up. Now the put back offensively, but Hobby unable to go. But finally the Vikings come up. Hyman Tibbin comes up with the defensive rebound. Finally now Levi Martin, 1 for 3, now moves in for the short jumper off the side of the backboard. Way off on that one as Hobby comes up with the defensive rebound now. As Godfrey gives it now to Rost. Rost at the top of the key, driving with the left hand now. Gets caught up by a few different Vikings defenders, and that's going to cause him to go for a travel. See another substitution here as Gettler comes in now for Levi Martin. Gettler back into the game. Respectable night for him so far. He's put up 10 points. As Martin brings this one across the half-court line for the Vikings, now in the hands of Tibbin. Working back towards the key. Now Gettler puts up a long 2-pointer. Gets that one to go. Gettler now up to 12 points on the night. Closes this one up, 74-36 now as Rost to left side. Forward rim for the steal there. Now this is going to tip off the hands of the Cowboys. Tried to keep it alive, but instead Tibbin now on the fast break. Pulls up for the 2-pointer. But Godfrey comes up with a nice block, tips it, but Vikings come up with a couple of offensive rebounds. Now Frank's going to be called. Excuse me, not Frank. It's going to be on Sidney. Ross is going to be called for the foul. That'll send Frank to the line. Just over 2 minutes left to play here in the ball game. Frank's first free throw attempt, no good. Keeps it at 74-36. And trying to claw back here. Make this a bit of a tighter final result here. There's now Ross down the right sideline across half court. at the right wing now. Gets bumped there. Gives it to Peters. Peters at the right elbow. He's going to work to it with his right hand. He gets double teamed. Now back to Ross at the top of the key. Nearly lost it, but reins it in. That's going to be a foul now called on Kywin Tibbin. Ross will now pay a visit to the line. Ross, first game seen playing time for him this season. His Cowboys didn't have quite the chance they do today to work through the roster, as Ross' first free throw attempt on the 1-on-1 is no good. That's rebounded by Frank and given Joshua Martin, who kicks it out to the corner to Tibbin, unable to get the three-pointer to go. And it's rebounded by Gottfried. And now Jacob Hobby brings it across the half-court line. That one's tipped there by the Vikings. Able to haul it in, though, is Rost. And now another scramble for the ball. Vikings come away with it. Gettler, nothing but space in front of him. Puts up the two, gets it to go. He's up to 14 points on the night. A respectable performance by Gettler. And what's been a tough game for Stanton so far. Makes it 74-38. As Ross gives it to Godfrey, now feeds it down low to Hobby, now to Peters. Triple team there, down low. Peters doesn't matter. The big man puts it in for another two. They get 9 points now for Peters off the bench. We'll see another foul there. Looks like they're just going to say went out of bounds off of Stanton there as they were trying to get something going offensively. 76-38 ball game. 40 seconds left here in this one. Ross taking his time here, trying to milk some clock. So he's going to give it off to Hobby here at the top of the paint. Now he's going to kick it out now. This is Hyde. Hyde doesn't get the three-point to go from that right corner. Together now pushing it quickly down the court. Gives it to Ford now to the left corner. Joshua Martin doesn't get the three to go. Now it's in the hand of Kywin Tibbin, mid-range jumper. That one doesn't go, and now it's rebounded by the Cowboys. Xavier Hyde with it. He's going to bring it across half court. Just 10 seconds left. Ross is just going to sit there at half court, knowing this one is in the books. A big win tonight for Sidney as the clock hits 0. That's the end of this one. Sidney walks away 76-38. A 38-point win for Sidney. We'll take a quick break. Have some final thoughts on this one. You're listening to KMA AM 960 Shenandoah.
HawkeyeFord.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
And welcome back here to Sidney. Once again, a dominant victory for the Cowboys in the second part of the doubleheader tonight. The Stanton girls took the first matchup, but the Sidney boys, a dominant 76-38 victory here tonight. Namely Cole Jorgensen. What a night for Jorgensen. 28 points on the night for him. Also a handful of rebounds on that one. Garrett Phillips Nick Peters off the bench, 9 points. Grant White had also 8 points. Just a dominant offensive night for Sidney. Everything seemed to be going in for them tonight. And specifically, they really shut down Carter Johnson defensively. And that is what ultimately led to Sidney's downfall. He was able to put together 11 points there in the second half, and Evan Gettler had 14 as well. But nonetheless, it results in a dominant victory for Sidney tonight. Once again, it's a split tonight. Stanton takes the girls' game, and Sidney takes the boys' game. For KMA Sports and all of us here at KMA, I'm Ethan Hewitt signing off. Have a great night, everybody.